Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
to inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
to inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
to inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyne Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyne Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyne Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and Mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up, and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up, and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning?
Good, Marsha. How are you doing today?
Listen, girl, I am absolutely fantastic. It is the weekend. It is the weekend.
I am so excited.
I am twice as excited. How was your week, though?
It was good. It was a lot. We could get into it later on in the show. It was a lot, but
Awesome.
It was good.
Yes.
Oh, man.
But let's welcome everyone. You know, no matter where you're watching or listening from this morning, we want to welcome you to Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse, amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. And before we get started on this awesome show, let's give a shout out to our sponsors for today. So we have this awesome company called UME Digital Inc. That's UMEDigitalInc.com. And what they do is they establish, develop, and register and promote your brand on a digital platform. And their main mission is to help empower 1 million people, guys. So if this sounds like something like you want to do, if you want to become a member of the Success Plan, head to UMEDigitalInc.com/EDRP to learn more. Also, we have a mindfulness and ministry masterclass. So if you guys want to know all about that, you could head to mycoachministry.com. Thirdly, we have an awesome empowerment tool for faith-based businesses. So please head to Business Tree. And that is www.accessbusinesstreetri.com to learn more. Now, a lot of businesses are going online now because of the, coronavirus, and people have to change the way they make money. and where their
Absolutely.
storefront is, right? So why not have an online storefront today? And what you can do, you could do that by going to www.shopnown.com. That's shop, the letter N, own, OWN.com. And don't forget to use our code WWMJ for a discount on items that you purchase. And last but not least, we have Boss Up with Jesse. That is an awesome educational platform, but also monetary platform where not only that you learn money, but it also provides you education on how to present yourself on social media, particularly Facebook, and grow your brand and grow your business so you could get more customers coming in. So if you guys want more info on that, head to www.bossupwithjess.com.
Wow. Thanks for that information, Jess. And I'm going to pause to say welcome to all our live studio audience this morning. We see you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. And with that being said, Jess, you
Yes,
already know that this is
yes.
where we agree to disagree because
Mm-hmm.
every week, listeners, we have a playlist, right? Jess has a playlist. I have a
Yep,
playlist. And
yep.
so we're competing to see who gets the most votes on the playlist each month. So, Jess, what's on your playlist this week?
All right, so for this week, we're going to start with Tamala Mann. If you don't know her, if you don't know her voice, have you been under a rock? Because she is amazing, guys. And the first song that I love by her is Change Me. It's so powerful. So that is
Mm.
song number one. Second is Leandra Johnson. Again, if you don't know her, where have you been? This is a powerful, just mega star singer. And one of my favorite songs by her right now is called Better Days. And then we have a younger vibe. Her name is Karen Hawthorne, and that song is called Sunday. And we actually then take it back to another young artist of gospel artist of mine called Jonathan McReynolds. He was actually on my list last time, but this song is called People, okay? And just talks about people in the world, and it's just amazing. And last but not least is Vashawn Mitchell that talks about nobody greater, which is nobody greater than God. And it's just a beautiful song. Love them all. Yes, we have a
Yeah.
comment. Karen Clinton said love them all. So yeah, that's my list. So we'll see, Marsha.
All right, so here's what's on my list this week. Guys, you have got to vote for my list. So I had this artist on our platform last week. Her name was Alicia Taylor, and her song Fear really got to me because as an overcomer of fear, I think everyone who's struggling with fear, you need to check this song out. No matter what type of phobia you have, this is an excellent song. Number two on my list is Better Is One Day by Trey McLaughlin. And if you know anything about Trey McLaughlin, he is absolutely a genius on reinventing existing songs. So you need to check that out. Donnie McClurkin is like soul food, definitely.
Yeah, I
So
do
there's
have to agree. Yeah.
yes. So there's a song
Okay.
I have on my list called So in Love by Donnie McClurkin, and listen, it will make you fall in love with Jesus all over again. And then we have Jacqueline Carr. She's
Mhm.
more of an artist. She has Jehovah Jireh. And if you need that burst of
Yeah.
confidence, that burst of inspiration, you need to listen to that song. And then we have the awesome Todd Dulaney that has been singing from scripture on his latest album, Psalm 18. Y'all have to check that out. I know y'all are going to vote for me this week. At the end of the month, we're going to let you
What?
know how the votes went, but we all know who's going to win,
It's
right?
gonna be me. It's gonna be me. This is what's gonna be.
Well, let's see. So we want to let you know where we can be found this morning. We can be found on the different app platforms, and this includes UMERADIO.com, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Google Podcast, YouTube. Oh, hey to my YouTube
Oh, hey,
family,
YouTube.
Stitcher, and of course, Instagram.
Guys, we are on all these platforms. So let's get into what's coming up for today's show. So at 8 a.m., we have morning worship, topic Sip and Tea's devotional gravity, compliments of women God's grace. And then we have our Inspire segment. So if you guys don't know, we have 3 awesome segments for this show. The first thing is to inspire. So at 8:15, we have Mistress Nikita Hamilton, author of Don't Take Life Too Seriously. At 8:25, we have our guest, Let's Talk's Relationships radio host, Lady Misty and DJ KTE. And at 8:30, we go all into our news segment. We have New York Times News, Caribbean Roundup, and our hot topic for today is presidential determination.
We're going to learn some really good lessons about determination.
Yes.
All right, and then we're going to segue into our educate segment because we do aim to empower 1 million people, and so education is definitely a part of that. So at 8:45, we have the wealth mindset, and we're going to have in studio today Mrs. Andrea Hamilton, the fly girl of Fly G Investments. Then we have Black Wellness, and of course, we know that this week is going to be International Men's Day, and so we're going to look at 6 ways men can better take care of their health. We know we love them, we need them, they need to stay well for us. 9:15, we have college life. Yes. And we're going to be talking with Jesse about budgeting, stress, and money. So if you know a college student, you need to have them tuning in at 9:15. 9:25, we have community support with Miss Sasha Grizzle from the Woman You Can movement.
Awesome. And last but not least, we have our motivation segment at 10 a.m. We have Champions for the Kingdom, Mr. Philroy Fassey, Dr. Phil Entertainment. At 10:30, we're talking all about travel and staycations with Jesse and a person named AJ. So we'll get into him a little bit later on. And at 10:35, we have our sponsor focus, Rebecca Brand, share client, Wanda Road to Success.
Yeah, and at 10:40, we say goodbye, but we don't really like to say goodbye, do we? Because Saturday mornings are way too awesome, right? So before we go on, let's deal with our disclaimer. The views and opinions included in this program belong solely to their author and speaker and do not necessarily mirror the views and opinions of UMERADIO. Our employees are obliged not to make any defamatory clauses, infringe or authorize infringement of any legal right. And that's our disclaimer for this morning. And now we're going to go into our morning worship. All right. So this morning we'll be reading from Woman of God, Moments of Grace. So moments of grace are those times when God's kindness and mercy to us in Jesus, it just takes our breath away. We pause perhaps over a cup of tea and ponder about our Savior's love. Now, last week we looked at hospitality. This week we're going to be looking at gravity. Gravity, the force that tends to draw all bodies in the Earth's sphere towards its center. Freed from gravity, the astronauts floated in their space capsule, cavorting and somersaulting on the evening news. What freedom and ease of movement. I was almost jealous. Almost. I knew the astronauts' extended mission away from the resistance of gravity would cause their faces to swell and their muscles to atrophy. Against the blackness of the outer space, later images showed tiny, fuzzy, gray and white figures clumsily maneuvering a few feet or inches at a time as the astronauts worked to repair the International Space Station. How fascinating and how terrifying. The only thing keeping them from floating forever in a direction away from Earth was a skinny line that tethered them to the ship. This flimsy lifeline was all that anchored the scientists to their task, but it worked. The tether would let them drift only so far. The amazing agility of the astronauts' earlier antics inside the ship contrasted sharply with their painstakingly calculated and careful movement outside. What if the line would snap, no longer attached to the tether and outside of the power of Earth's gravity to bring them home? They would forever be lost to the omnious nothingness. Nothingness. Thank God for gravity. It pulls everything to the center. God created the universe and the amazing forces that hold the stars and the moon in place. Even more wonderfully, he draws us to himself. Much like the invisible force of gravity that pulls material objects to the center of the earth, we are held securely by the power of this incredible love. God poured that love out for us in the sacrifice of his beloved Son on Calvary's cross for our sins. Anchored in Jesus, we can stand firm and well grounded on this solid, eternal rock. No matter what happens, we need not be afraid. Our Savior steadies our steps. He keeps us from drifting away. And while holding us tight, he lets us soar high into the sky of our dreams and desires. Anchored in him, we are free to pursue ideas, to pursue visions, to pursue goals he places in our hearts as we serve him by serving his people. Lifted up on eagle's wings, we fly higher than we have ever imagined we could be. Today's text comes to us from Philippians 4 and verse 13, a very popular text. And it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Won't you let him be your center today? Won't you let him be your gravity? Allow everything to revolve around his goodness, around his favor, around his mercy, around his grace. Then you will live the true life that was created for us to live more abundantly. Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for this beautiful day, one we have never seen before and will never see again. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Father, we thank you for another time to be on this program, to share our gifts and talents with those who listen across the 67 countries. We thank you, oh God, for the team. We thank you for the guests that are here and the ones that are watching from the different platforms. God, we pray, oh God, that you will give us the words to say, the plans that will be actioned by the Holy Spirit. Breathe upon us this morning, Jesse and myself and the guests. God, have your way. Take your glory because it belongs to you. Be our gravity this morning. For those of us who are floating in the atmosphere of our cares and our worries, God, we ask you to bring us to your center. We thank you for your peace. We thank you for answers that will be flowing through the program this morning, oh God, as we lift you up and we give you all the glory, all the praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
God bless y'all. Listen, I love spending time with God. I need to have some.
That was awesome. That was awesome, Marsha. Oh, okay. Well, off that note, we're going to head to our Inspire segment because we have a special guest coming up soon. So let's head to it. All right. So our special guest this morning is author, educator, and minister, Mistress Nikita Hamilton. And she's going to talk about her book, Don't Take Life Too Seriously. Nikita Hamilton, are you on?
Wow, Jesse. See, yes, she's here.
Hello? Yes,
Hi.
I am on. I was having a little unmuting issue there, but I am here.
Welcome to my
Thank
show.
you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Yes, that is awesome. So for our listeners, can you tell us quickly a little bit about yourself before we get into your book?
Okay, so I'm Nikita Barnett Hamilton. I am an educator, a speaker. I am an author. I am also a minister at Pure Heart Ministries International. I am married and I love life. I love Jesus and I love all that he has to give to us. So that's me.
That is awesome. And real quick, just glasses to glasses person. I love your frames right now.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome. It's so cute. So about your book, let us know what aspect inspired you to write your book.
All right, like I said just now, I love life and all it has to offer. I think even as kingdom builders, sometimes we become so bombarded and overwhelmed by everything that is happening around us that we forget that we can breathe and enjoy life. Don't take it too seriously. It's not every time we have to robo shaba and speak into tongues and go on. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to make sure that we build healthy relationships. We have to ensure that we pause, as I said, and really enjoy life bit by bit. And that is really my inspiration. I was going down, felt like my joy was being sucked. And the Holy Spirit reminded me, girl, I did not call you to be that. Your personality, your life, your joy is really what brings others to me. So get up over yourself and live a good life.
And I feel like that's really, really important, especially with everything that's going on in this world. People are like so serious, and I'm just like, just let go. Certain things you don't have to question, everything. Certain things aren't meant to be logical, make sense, and for us to be in control all the time. And it's just for God really to be in control. Can you share some of the testimonials that your readers had?
Yes. All right. So honestly, I've gotten overwhelming reports about this book. And some of the testimonials are persons who would have become bombarded by bills, children, their lives. Just reading this book allowed them to feel a sense of fresh air, to pause. I would have also heard from persons that, oh gosh, there's an aspect that speaks about financial management, because the truth is, if we suck at our finances, then we're not going to be able to enjoy life as we should. There are a lot of persons who could identify with that chapter and say, oh gosh, I'm happy that you would have been transparent with the fact that you were a mess at what point with your finances, but now you are allowing your life to flow in a way that you can truly manage your finances. And I was there. I am now feeling challenged and better to enjoy life, managing my finances effectively. Yeah, so those are two testimonials.
That is awesome. So based off the chapters in your book, and you brought up finance, do you think that finance is one of the major, I would say, issues or problems that people have in life to let go? Are there other things that people struggle with?
Yes, outside of finances, there is self-worth, there is self-esteem, there is comparing yourself. Jesse, you're here doing your radio program, and I am sure that it is a lot of work. There are persons out there who wouldn't have started and may have the idea, but instead of picking up themselves and going, they're like, oh, they're comparing themselves to Jesse, I can't do this. And comparison is a killer. It will suck you dry. So there's a chapter that speaks about that, and just believing in who you are, owning who you are, and knowing that you are enough.
That is really powerful, because especially when you talk about comparing, because we always think like, say we're on this whole time span of life, right? And we're on chapter 1. We're all in chapter 1, but someone's chapter 1 may be different than ours, and we're struggling to I got to get there. And it's like, maybe you got to get there at chapter 5 and not at chapter 1. So you can't be comparing. Yeah, that is really, really true. And I could see how that comparison, and then also with finances and just with health and everything going on in life, that people really struggle with it. What was one of your most, I guess I would say, difficult chapters to write about? Or did everything just kind of come freely to you and you were able to pen it all together? No.
It didn't all come easily or freely together. I think one of my most difficult chapter, and yet my best, honestly, is the Bolt effect. It is a reflection of Usain Bolt's life in essence. Like I looked at his achievements, I looked at what it would have taken him to become who he is. And recognize that though this man is not a kingdom builder or a Jesus follower, there are attributes, there are qualities about him that we can mirror to become all that we can be. And in writing that chapter, I struggled a bit because I was like, oh, I wonder how they're going to receive it. Is it that they're saying that I am putting him up on a pedestal? But I was inspired, and I'm happy that I was inspired by a Jamaican, a Black man. And after much struggle, I just wrote, and I believe that it is a very powerful chapter. It speaks about boltifying your mind, having to align your mind properly. And there are times, even now, that I still struggle with making sure that my mind is in right alignment. Because Jesse, if your mind is out of whack, trust me, girl, your whole body, everything around you will be out of whack. Yes, it's having your right team, your A team. So that chapter really encompasses a lot that will help us to live life to the fullest.
Awesome. That is so powerful. And real quick, I have to ask this before we go. I need to know where to get a copy of your book, and our listeners have to know where to get a copy of your book. And also, you're just so powerful. How can they contact you for speaking engagement as well?
All right. So I am on Instagram. It's Nakita_BH. The book is available on Amazon. Just go. I have it here. See how cute?
Yes.
Yes, it's available on Amazon. So you can just type in Erase 2, Don't Take Life Too Seriously. That's the name of the book. I'm wearing the brand. Email me at barnetthamilton.n@yahoo.com or gmail.com. barnetthamilton.n@yahoo.com or gmail.com. You can reach out to me there on Instagram. Slide into my DM. I'm present. Barnett Nakita, _BH. That's my Instagram name.
Awesome. And real quick, one more thing. We have International Men's Day coming up. So we're asking everyone, do you have a message for the men out there for International Men's Day?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, to the man them. I believe in men. I believe in men. And my message is for men to really be all that God has called them to be. Lead with much authority, lead with much assertiveness, understand who you are, and never ever belittle yourself. Your power, your calling, your truth is built up in Jesus. Stand firm. Be the priest. Be the man of God you've been called to be. Be the leader. And trust me, many of us will just align. Just be what you have been called to do fearlessly. Yes, men. Yes, and I like that you said men. I believe in them. I just want them to be all that God has called them to.
And know that they have it, because some of them, I think they don't think they have. We see it.
Yes, Jesse. Yes.
All right, Ms. Hamilton. So I'm so sad that we have to go. We have to wrap up. I love talking to you. I thank you for being here, and you definitely have to come back on the show. Because I loved having you here.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Marsha, for having me. It was an honor.
Yes, Lady Nakita. Listen, I have a question though. Can I get a shirt too? I'm just asking.
Oh,
yes, girl. Just say shirt. What's your size?
Listen, I'm a 2X, so I'm gonna please.
Yes, I'll get it to Lady Julia for you, man.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. God bless you. Keep doing what you do.
Too. Bless you. Thank you. All the best.
All right. So that was Lady Nakita Hamilton, author, educator, and minister, with her book, Don't Take Life Too Seriously. Are you taking life too seriously? Well, you should. It's way too short, right, Jesse?
Right. You heard her. All this stress is not worth it. It's not worth it.
Did you know that statistics show that stress is the #1 killer next to cancer and AIDS?
What? Wow.
Yes.
That is crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I knew it was up there, but I didn't know it was ranked pretty much #1 out of those two. Wow.
Exactly, especially during this season. It's not a great time to be stressing out. Trust God. Trust God.
Yep.
If he cares for the sparrows, he'll provide for you. That's what I say.
That's my favorite. I hold on to that. Yep.
Yes. And so now we're going to go into our next segment, the Yumi Radio Spotlight. Here we go.
Let's talk
Relationships on You Me
UME
Radio.
So, what are we talking about?
Marriage, dating, parenting, business.
And love, emotions, sex.
It's a conversation with me, Lady Misty,
And DJ KTE.
on everything from hot topics to taboos.
Join us Mondays at 9 p.m. live on UME Radio.
Follow us at Let's Talk Relationship Show on Facebook or on Yumi Radio on Instagram. Let's talk relationships, arguments for the grown.
Get the UME Radio app to listen wherever you are. That is UME Radio, one word.
All right. So statistics show that since the pandemic, relationships have taken a turn for the worse. Divorce is at an all-time high. And so I'm so elated and excited this morning, Jesse, and viewers and listeners, that we have with us two of the hosts for one of the most powerful relationship programs in the entire world. Welcome, DJ KTE and Lady Misty from Let's Talk Relationships. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys.
Morning. Hi, guys.
It's so cool to have you guys here with us this morning. You see, it's Saturday morning, but we know that your program comes in the later part of the night because of the content. It's so awesome to have you in the morning time here with us, all the hosts just meeting up in one place. Super, super excited. All right, so any one of you can answer this question. Go ahead, tell us about the intent of the show and why we should listen.
Wow. Lady Misty, you want to go ahead? I'll go after you. I think your mic.
I think you need to be unmuted. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'll go first. Well, I think that as you stated earlier, that we're about reaching 1 million lives.
Good morning.
Yes. Okay, she's back. Go ahead, Lady Misty. You can do your thing.
Yes, good morning, listeners. Hi, DJ KTE. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Marsha. Good morning. All right. So the intent of Let's Talk Relationships, as DJ KTE just alluded to, is really to empower 1 million lives. And also, we want to encourage and foster healthy relationships. So we delve into topics that are hot. We delve into topics that are relevant, and we want our listeners to come to be empowered, to gain knowledge, to gain insight, to laugh a bit, and to get a little steamy sometimes.
Yes, in other words, guys, we talk about sex, okay? And we talk about all sort of relationships, be it business relationships, political relationships, friendships, religious, and of course, your regular mom, dad, family relationship, because it has dynamics to life, and one affects the other. So we feel that we want to have a holistic approach to relationships, and I think that it's like you have a family man who maybe great in business, but if it's not great in family matters, you may also lose it. So we try to find a balance and offer that as medium to shed light on those things.
That's absolutely awesome. Can you tell us about the impact of the program? Like, what are some of the testimonials that have been coming out of persons watching this program or listening?
Well, I've heard some personal things myself.
Go ahead, DJ. Yeah.
I've heard from men, because men, we don't talk much sometimes, but when the guys say, you know what, I was really, I came to some different conclusions after a particular show that we had. I'm thinking this now, or this was my approach, and hearing another guy say that, I could identify with that, and maybe I should make some adjustments. So things like those to me are very important, you know?
Right. You see how this cord is all entangled?
You're all tangled up in Jesus.
That's how somebody that's how some of our listeners are at the end of the show. They're like, wow, mind blown. It's interesting that a lot of male listeners listen as well, and though they may not comment in the actual show, they do give their comments, their feedback, and that is amazing. So we are in over 60 countries, right, DJ KTE? So the testimonials are far and wide. I know listeners here in Jamaica, where I am, they tune into the show. They are avid listeners and they look forward to the show every Monday.
We're talking now over 30,000 listeners and growing. And that's also a wonderful thing.
Yes, and I'm seeing a comment here in our comment section that the listeners love the men's roundtable episodes.
Okay.
I've listened in on all of them, and I know that.
We love them
yes,
too.
I'm so you both have decided to venture in this vein to empower relationships. And so with that being said, what time can listeners tune in to listen to the program, and any special focus for this coming week that you want to put out there?
All right, so we are live on air every Monday night at 9 p.m. sharp. We're right there, so come on over to keep our company. This week coming up is gonna be International Men's Day, of course. So we gotta jump on that. And we are highlighting the kings this week, and of course, my co-host is a king, so he'll be there, and we'll be loving on him. So we are loving on him and all the men this week. So Monday, the focus is on men's health, mental health, sexual health, physical health, all the health you can think about. So we'll be talking to our men, we'll be loving on them, we'll be having some shout outs, and we'll just be loving our kings. It's your week, it's your day.
Yes, thank you. And we do have a segment. Yes,
we love you.
Thank you, Lady Miss, for that. And we also have a segment that we have sometimes. It's called Life Moments. And so this is a great segment also where we have folks coming with great testimonials, life-defining moments. We've spoken from across the world in the Middle East. We've gone there from London and all over the world. We connect with these folks, and we hear their life-moving stories, and that can be impactful.
Yes.
So
that's awesome. I want to encourage everyone that's watching and listening to tune in on Monday night at 9 p.m. on UMERADIO.com, or you can float on over to our YouTube page or on any one of our digital platforms to this awesome relationship program. And ladies, listen, in celebration of the men, I know they're going to be taking some shout outs like Lady Misty said. So go ahead, make sure that you call in, you WhatsApp in, you YouTube in, and let the men know how much you appreciate them.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being with us this morning, DJ
Thank
and
you,
Lady Misty.
Are most welcomed.
Thank you, Marsha and Jess.
You're most welcome. Thank you, Marsha. Thank you, Jess.
You are so welcome.
And I'm listening.
And you'll be tuning in on Monday, right, Jesse?
Yes. 9 p.m., guys. 9 p.m. sharp.
9 p.m. sharp. Get a bottle of wine, sit down, relax with hubby, or that special man. There.
Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome.
That's right. That's right. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thanks.
Same to you.
All right, Marsha, that was awesome. I'm tuning in 9 p.m. sharp. But let's now head on to our news, because we got some news for today. Things are changing. Yup. guys, so for our news for today, there are two big topics that are going on in this world right now. And right now, first is, you guys know, the virus, the coronavirus. The numbers are climbing. It's getting high, Marsha. They're climbing, and people are saying that it is traumatizing. And according to the New York Times, U.S. cases reaches 181,000 in a single day. Guys, people are, I just want to say, you guys have to be protected, stay protected, sanitize everything, wash your hands, and wear your masks. And testing now is demanded by our public health systems, and clinics right now are starting to become overrun again, like previously in March and April. So I want you guys to really, really be safe. But on that note, again, Pfizer, which is I would say like a pharmaceutical company, a drug company, actually announced earlier this week of a coronavirus vaccine, and that trials are developing, and they're saying that it's going to be more than 90% effective. And right now, not to say that I'm wary, because I am for vaccines. I'm 100% for vaccines, but vaccine coming out so fast with it, like usually this thing takes, a couple of years.
Yes, that's what I've heard, that vaccines take a long time. So what's the deal with it being ready so quickly?
Exactly.
And is it safe?
Exactly. And what I want to tell you guys here, especially if you are in the New York area, New Yorkers must respond with more commitment to wearing masks and distancing yourself, because New York is like one of the hubs, and you have New Jersey, Pennsylvania, you have Connecticut. People are coming through. So there are different types of zones and different types of activity. So depending on the type of activity that you're in, they have what are called red, orange, and yellow zones. And if you are in non-essential gathering areas and it's in a red zone, that is prohibited. If you're in an orange zone, that's up to 10 people maximum. And if you're in a yellow zone, that's 25 people maximum, indoors and outdoors. If you are in a house of worship right now, depending on which zone you're in, at red zone is 25% maximum capacity, orange 33, and yellow 50. Businesses, non-essential businesses are still closed. In orange zone for businesses, certain high-risk centers like gyms, hair salons, nail salons, all of that are still closed. And if you're in a yellow zone, that is open. As far as dining, pretty much in any zone, just do takeout and delivery, because right now, even if you're in a yellow zone, indoor and outdoor dining is permitted, but it's only at a 4-person maximum per table. So I would just stay on the safe side. And if the restaurant doesn't look right, if the restaurant doesn't look busy, you could go in, sit down, but take out and deliver, and do what your parents used to tell you. You got food at home. Don't you got food at home? Just go back to do all of that. And right now, at least in New York, depending on the school zone, and red and orange school zones, schools are closed. And they're only doing remote learning. And then if you're in a yellow zone, they're open. I'm hearing talks of certain schools doing hybrid. So like half in person, half online. So pretty much, guys, just please stay safe out there. Marsha, what's going down in the Caribbean?
Well, in the same vein of coronaviruses, I want to run through some figures, because I still think that even though the numbers may be slowing down a bit, it's still too high. So corona cases in the Caribbean to date are 257,572. And just to go through some of the Caribbean islands, because we know in New York, we have a lot of Caribbean nationals, and they may want to know what's going on in their country and things like that. So confirmed Caribbean coronavirus cases as of today, Dominica, 131 cases, 226.69 deaths, and thankfully over 108,000 recovered. Puerto Rico, 38,799 cases and 901 deaths, no recovery. Wow. French Guiana, over 10,000 cases, 70 deaths, 9,000 recovered, thankfully. For Haiti, it's 9,137 cases, 232 deaths, and 7,683 recovered. For Guadeloupe, it's 8,098 cases, 139 deaths, 2,242 recovered, thankfully. Cuba, over 7,000 cases, 130 deaths, and over 6,000 recoveries. For the Bahamas, 7,000 cases, 154 deaths, 535 recovered. And the numbers just keep adding up and adding up. It's the same thing in Jamaica. Now, I want to segue into another news article that I found interesting for those who are listening, watching, who are from Jamaica. We know about the Hurricane Eta that has been hovering over and it's been creating a lot of disturbances. It moved from a tropical storm to a hurricane, and we've been having a lot of landslides. And so there are residents that are actually marooned in certain communities. And of course, now in the news, in the Jamaica news, it's saying that residents are urged to bury their garbage, and those are the marooned residents. So several communities in rural St. Andrew and eastern parishes remain marooned following recent heavy rains across the island. Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, Audley Gordon, is encouraging residents in these communities to bury their garbage until communities are accessible. I can truly say that Mother Nature is speaking very, very loudly. So if it's not the Sahara dust, it's hurricanes, it's something. There's the virus that's going on, and it's just wreaking havoc all over, right? But the good news is that the bad news will not last always. And finally, with 1 minute to go, oh, okay. All right. With 1 minute to go, we are going to segue into our hot topics.
Right. So right now, our hot topic, real quick, is our presidential determination. If you guys are, I don't know, haven't been listening to the news, last week we were debating if Biden or Trump was going to win this presidency, and it just turned out that Biden won the presidency, but we have a quick clip of Trump's speech on the election results. So let's stay tuned to that. And let's do copyright really quick. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use of permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
I'd like to provide the American people with an update on our efforts to protect the integrity of our very important 2020 election. If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us. If you count the votes that came in late, we're looking at them very strongly, but a lot of votes came in late. I've already decisively won many critical states, including massive victories in Florida, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio. To name just a few, we won these and many other victories despite historic election interference from big media, big money, and big tech. As everybody saw, we won by historic numbers. And the pollsters got it knowingly wrong. They got it knowingly wrong. We had polls that were so ridiculous, and everybody knew it at the time. There was no blue wave that they predicted. They thought there was going to be a big blue wave. That was false. It was done for suppression reasons. But instead, there was a big red wave. And it's been properly acknowledged, actually, by the media. They were.
Wow. Surely we can see that he is determined to stay, right, Jesse?
Yeah, that is true. I don't know how, January comes when they have to switch. That is very, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And that's our hot topics for this week. And now we are going to open our educate segment. The intention is to empower our listeners through interviews and information on wealth mindset, Black wellness, college life, and community support. So, what is wealth mindset? The wealth mindset is a set of beliefs, habits, and behaviors that separates the wealthy from the rest. A wealth mindset will guide you to making the most of the money that you have. Today's topic: basic financial investments. And we have with us in the room none other than Mrs. Andrea Hamilton the CEO of Fly Girl or Fly G Investments. Good morning. How are you? All right. So while we wait, all right. While we wait, there she is. Good morning. How somehow we're not hearing you. All right, so she's testing. In the meantime, it's so important for us to know the difference between savings and investment, right, Jesse? Because a lot of us, thinking that just saving money is okay and we don't need to invest. But I'm so glad that Lady Andrea Hamilton is here this morning, and she is going to be talking to us a little bit more about that. So we are so happy to have her in the house this morning.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you for joining us.
You know, we have technical difficulties is what we call it.
Yes, that is
Thank you so very much. I'm honored to be on your show. Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
You're very welcome. And we're also honored to have you this morning. And you're about to feed us some very good information. So tell us about Fly Girl Investments. How did that happen?
Well, actually, it happened really overnight. You know, I'm a new investor, actually. So, you know, I decided to get involved in investing because it started here, up here in the mind. You know, you start to think of, really, what is investing? What is wealth? You know, so it all started with me thinking of wanting to learn more and knowing that it was possible, you know. So it started with, you know, just the mindset and thinking, you know, I want to learn more. So, you know, I started to talk to people and just get more involved in that world. Yes. So that's how it started with me, with, you know, just thinking, wanting to learn more.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for that. So the name Fly Girl, where did that come from?
The name Fly Girl, I was born in the 70s. Okay. So I'm in my 40s right now. So I may be older than all of y'all on this platform tonight. But I was born in 75. And during the 80s, there was a realm of, you know, rap, you know, R&B that just blew up. So, and it was a term in the 80s called Fly Girl, fly girl. You know, I don't recall who sang that song, but it was a song called Fly Girl. And that's where I got that name. So it just takes me back to when I was young in the 80s. And, you know, it's a fun name, and it gives like empowerment, you know.
I actually like it.
Yeah, thank you.
It sounds, you know, it sounds radical. It sounds powerful. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So what is the difference between savings and investments?
Well, it's a drastic difference. You know, most of us, we have a savings account. You know, you would hope that, you know, all of us have a savings account. But that savings account is only earning very little profit for you. With the savings account, say if you put $1,000 in your savings account, you're probably only making 1% interest on that savings account. So a year from now, that $1,000 will only return $10. $10, really? You know, so it's a drastic difference with investing.
Yeah, you could pay yourself more.
Right, exactly. Pay yourself more. That's the key. So with investing, you have a dramatic difference. You can catapult that $1,000 to $2,000 within 12 months with investing. So you know, $10 here, you got a savings account that's giving you $10 a year versus the $1,000 doing more for you in an investment account that's getting over 90% return. So you've got over $2,000 within that next 12 months to 14 months. So investing is the way to go. Definitely.
Awesome. Why is it important to invest? I know you kind of alluded it in what you just said, but especially for those who are starting a new job, like they're coming out of college and things like that, or a new couple that just got married, why is it so important?
Well, investing provides that added income, that other source of income, because you see so many of us working 2 and 3 jobs, even when you're married. You know, you've got a husband or a wife working 2, 3 jobs in one household. That's ridiculous, you know, because of inflation. And with investing, the reason why it's so important is because it allows that freedom for you to X out that second, that third job, you know, it allows for security. So with investing, it's definitely the way to go because it provides that source of added income, added security. So yeah, that's why.
Thank you so much.
Very
important.
So
where does one start? Like, what's the minimum you could start an investment with?
Oh, the minimum. I mean, you could start as low as $1. You know, it really is a game changer with investing. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. You can start very, very small and build wealth. It's possible, but where it really starts in the mind and believing that it is possible to earn wealth and to grow your wealth from where you are right now, from where you stand. It is possible. So once you believe that it's possible, you can go anywhere.
That's true. And I do realize that a lot of us, when it comes down to money and building wealth, we like the quick fixes.
Yeah, right.
We like the quick fixes, and we want the microwave type of money turnover, which in the long run, it proves not to be, you know, it's not good for us.
Right.
So how do we connect with Fly Girl Investments?
Well, you can follow me. Actually, I'm under construction with the Fly G Investments websites, but you can definitely reach out to me and follow me on Instagram at Drea_HN. That's Drea_HN. So you can follow me on Instagram and I will funnel you through to getting more information through that way.
That's awesome. And we have a viewer comment here that says, we are always investing. We are either investing in liabilities or assets. And that is absolutely true. And another viewer, that's Miss Lakita Moy, good morning to you. She says, mindset is everything.
Yes.
And that is the truth. Thank you so much, Lady Andrea, for joining us this morning. Lady Fly Girl, don't mind if I call you that. Yes. For being with us this morning and just shooting us with some good information about investing, especially for the Black community. Listen, we need this. We need this. And so thank you so much again for coming. And we are looking forward to having you another time with us on weekends.
Absolutely.
Have a fabulous weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Jesse, where are you?
Here, girl. I'm here. I was taking notes and mental notes because, you know, I actually started an investment account. Even though I'm young, I think it's good to start early, then like wait and then struggle. So I'm started that. But another really key thing besides wealth mindset that we really have to take into, especially in the Black community, is our wellness.
Yes.
So we are actually going to go to our wellness segment real quick.
All right. So for those of us who are in the studio this morning, we want to know where you are from. Type and tell us so we can give you a shout out because we are so thankful that you're able to join us this morning. Jesse, over to you.
All right, so for Black wellness, for many Americans, decisions around wellness and self-care include whether they prefer taking a spin class or doing yoga, or which facilities have classes to best fit their schedules. Their pursuit of fitness and well-being could be viewed as like a casual endeavor. But for Black people, however, choices around health and wellness are quite literally life and death. And today's topic, we're going to talk about better health for men and boys. And actually, on November 19th, it is International Men's Day, and we're celebrating worldwide the positive value men bring to the world, their families and communities. We highlight positive role models and raise awareness of men's well-being. So today we are going to talk about 6 ways that men can take better care of their health. So I know, especially for the Black community, a lot of men don't, or I would not say don't, but they kind of shy away from wanting to go to the doctor, wanting to get their, they're very like a macho. I could do this, I don't need it. And then when you see your Black man have a cold, it's just like, shocking, you're like, I've never seen you like this. Like, what's going on? It's hitting you. So here are some top 6 ways to really better our health. So number 1, reframing psychological health and changing perspectives. And there's a common belief that men don't want to seek help for mental health issues or express their emotions, especially concerning anxiety or depression. And I just want to say this to our men out there that's listening, wherever you are, it is okay. It is okay to have these emotions. And it's not emotions that just women feel. It's what we feel as a human race. And sometimes it's okay to talk about it. That does not depreciate the value of your manhood. It actually strengthens it. So actually, let's go into a quick video real quick about International Men's Day and to learn more about it.
International Men's Day will be celebrated on the 19th of November. The theme this year is better health for men and boys. We live in the days of a silent men's health crisis. Globally, men die 6 years younger than women. 3 out of 4 suicides are men. 95% of people who die at work are men. What are we going to do? Prevention is better than cure. People who laugh live longer than those who don't. Good health comes when mind, body, and spirit are in total harmony. You see, a healthy outside starts from the inside. Your mental health is important. Dwayne Johnson said, regardless of who you are or what you do for a living, depression does not discriminate. You've got to talk about it. You're not alone. So, talk to your friends. Talk to your doctor. Those who think they have no time for healthy eating will sooner or later have to find time for illness. So, eat well and live well. Remember, to enjoy good health, you must exercise. So, move your body. Use it or lose it. As Jim Rohn said, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Happy International Men's Day for the 19th of November.
That's powerful.
That is so powerful. And they did mention our first tip, which happens to be with mental health, guys. Go talk to your doctor. Don't be afraid to get out there. Our second tip is moving and getting physical. Now, regular physical activity is associated with lower risk of death, of cardiovascular disease, and cancer. And it's been recommended to control weight, cholesterol, and blood pressure. We do know that cardiovascular disease is one of the killing factors in our Black community, specifically our Black men. And it goes into our third tip, which is loving your heart. Did you know that it's estimated that up to 75% of men will develop some type of form of cardiovascular disease throughout their lifetime? And according to Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, twice as many men as women have an acute coronary event or heart attack every year. And those trends are observed with stroke as well, with twice as many men suffering from stroke than women.
Wow.
Twice as many men. That is just unbelievable. And then fourth tip, sleep. You have to hit the pillow. Okay, not getting enough sleep does disservice to both our brain and our physical health. And it explains like how a good night's rest truly not just shapes our day, but it kind of gives our body into equilibrium and balances everything out. And like we had from Miss Nikita Hamilton, that stress is one the number one killers, right, Marsha? You said
yes,
that.
It is.
Like,
yes, it
so,
is.
And the way to control that is with sleep. So I want you men out there to get your sleep. Okay,
Yes.
I understand working and providing for the family, but you have to get your sleep, guys. And we also have to know there's a link between our oral health and our overall health. Dentistry is more important than just teeth. Our oral health is linked to our overall physical health and mental health. I did not know that. And our oral health can lead to major health issues such as heart attacks, stroke, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and obesity.
Oral health, right?
Oral health, dentistry. And I know dentistry is one of those like, oh, I'll just go to the dentist, like, you know, but now I'm just like, I just thought a cleaning was just a cleaning. But now that you could, you know, really see other issues just from your mouth, that's not going to take that lightly anymore. And last but not least, our sixth tip is rewiring the brain through brain training. Neuroplasticity is the science behind rewiring the brain, referring to biological changes that occur in the brain and its response to illness, I can't talk today, girl. Illness, injury, and new life experiences. And according to Associate Professor Michael Valenzuela, head of Regenerative Neurosciences Group, he said that it's referred to as rewiring or forming new connections. And this can occur from simple practices such as yoga or learning a new language. And I personally have kind of experienced that myself, just being a human. When I'm like learning a new language, it kind of does train your brain and you kind of get more powerful, I would say.
Exactly. So if you don't use it, you lose it.
You lose it.
That's
exactly.
all it's saying. Neuroplasticity.
Yeah. And they have quote. Yeah, he had a quote real quick, and it becomes important when the brain is under threat and stress from diseases like Alzheimer's or traumatic brain injury, because when we can apply these principles of rewiring our brain to try and stimulate different parts of the brain to regain some of the functionality that has been lost.
Exactly. So those brain games and card games that we play and chess, things like that, they help. They do help. Thank you so much for that, Jesse. That was absolutely amazing facts for the men. And I just want to say to the men, listen, we salute you guys, especially our Black men that have been, you know, pushing really, really hard. And we want you to stay well, not just for us, the women, or for the children, but for yourselves. We want you to live a healthy life just as well. Now, I gave an instruction earlier, and I'm realizing, Jesse, that we have a number of states in the room. Whoa. So let's just give a quick shout out. Jesse, you can take every other person. First, we have in the room Lorraine from Ohio. Hi, Lorraine.
Hey.
Yeah.
And then we have Johnny, the market guy from Potomac, Maryland. Hey, Johnny, how are you doing? I thank you for joining us this Saturday.
Right. And we have Karen Clinton from Columbia. Is that Sacramento?
I think that's South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay, great. So that's Karen Clinton from Columbia. All right.
All right. Then, I think we have one other user from Texas, Houston, Texas. Shout out, Texas. How are you guys doing down there? Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you for that, Karen, South Carolina. God bless you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. And so Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. And we hope that you stick and stay with us until the end of the program. All right. Remember to share, tell somebody about the morning program. We're here for you. Get your tea, get your coffee, and we're going to segue right now into our college life. So, college life is known as one of the most memorable years of one's life. It is entirely different from school life, yes. College life exposes us to new experiences and things that we are not familiar with. For some people, college life means enjoying life to the fullest and partying hard. But does it? All right. So we are going to go into our program this morning. And today's guest is none other than, drumroll please, our very own Jesse.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
As you know from last week's Q&A segment, Jesse is a college student. And so we're going to talk to her a little bit more about stress and time management, or budgeting stress and money. Jesse, do you want to give a shout out to your school this week?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Ross Eye Institute. Hey, everyone, if you guys are listening or in just the Buffalo area. Also want to shout out to my college back in New York City when I went for undergrad, Pace University. Hey, guys, how you doing? So, yeah, that's pretty much my shout outs for today.
Awesome stuff. So what's your story when it comes on to budgeting and stress?
Okay, so right now, I really kind of struggled with budgeting because not only did I just move into an apartment, but school's going on and there's different lectures and Zooms and got to go here, got to go there. And one way that I actually cope with that is actually keeping a calendar. And I remember back in like middle school and high school, I didn't need a calendar. I was like, what do people need? It's just class A to B to C. I don't know, need to write down meetings. I'll just remember it in my head. Girl, wow. I was wrong. Now I'm that person. I have a 5:30 appointment. Okay, good. I can mark you down for 7 p.m. That's all I have. So having a calendar and sticking to your calendar, writing down what you have to do day by day is really, really important. And making that also ties into making to-do lists. I don't try to stress myself out into like trying to build a mountain out of a molehill. You know, I just focus, okay, this is Monday. What do I have to do today? What are my plans? What do I have to study for? And then if I succeed everything on Monday, move on to the next day. I try not to worry about everything that I have to do for the whole week because it really just messes me up.
I can understand. And I remember my days of being in college and having to manage money. The culture here, sometimes we have students that work, sometimes we have students that don't work. And then for some persons, when their parents send like money to assist with the bills for the month, you have a school project, so you have to choose between eating and actually doing the school project. And sometimes that takes precedence. So we find that a lot of college students went through a whole weight loss journey, just trying to balance.
To or not.
Yeah. And we know that stress is, like we said earlier, stress is a killer. So, you know, what tips do you have for college students, though, who feel so stressed out about money management in college?
Okay, what I would say, one of the tips are, it depends on how your finances are shaped up. But what I would do is I would budget for the week and split things up, whether it's fun or entertainment to groceries to little things that you want to get yourself that you may not need but you just want, and put aside money for that. And when it comes to specifically groceries, I'm learning is to try not to budget for the whole month, because then you get overwhelmed and you can reuse groceries, like rice or chicken or shrimp. You don't have to buy that consistently in bulk. So if you could pre-plan the meals that you want to get and kind of get away with using similar ingredients in certain meals, that really does help with cooking time, but also expenses, because you're not creating a feast of like a family of 4. It's just you. So you can cut back on a lot of those things.
That's true. That's true. Like easy stuff like tuna, mac and cheese.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Stick to the budget. And I would like to add to that to look out for opportunities where you can make money, because sometimes there are departments or organizations on campus, sometimes off campus, that may offer part-time jobs, right? And so that's earning a little bit extra on top of what your parents may send for you to be an awesome student. And also save money on textbooks. Do we use textbooks anymore? I'm not even sure.
I know some people use textbooks. I know a great website for textbooks. It's called Chegs. That is CHEGG.com. That is an awesome website. Also, go to eBay, try to get an older edition, because some of those editions don't really change that much depending on, the chapter. So if your teacher allows it, get an older edition of the textbook. Chegg. Amazon has pretty good prices, and actually ebooks. I'm 50-50 on it, but if you could do a textbook via, your computer or a Kindle, whatever technological device you have, use that, because those end up being cheaper than the regular physical book. So yeah, those are just...
Yeah. And also look out for free money, because we have scholarships, we have grants, things like that, guys. Keep your grades up, make an impression, make sure somebody sees you and will say, okay, I think you really, truly deserve this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Networking is key. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
That is key.
And go ahead and sell your textbooks too. I know.
Yeah, I got old textbooks, girl, that is just sitting there, and I'm just like, I might as well just make money off of this, because it's just sitting there. Also, when it comes to money, old textbooks are good. And I know some people, depending on, if they're an athlete or just really busy, that they may not have time to have like a full, even a part-time job. But if you could find like babysitting gigs or dog walkers, if you're in New York City and you need to make... You know how many people have dogs and just don't want to walk their dogs or are busy? So like pet sitting, dog walking, babysitting, all of those little jobs here and there are absolutely great to earn some extra income.
Yeah. And also, guys, learn to make your own coffee. I know Starbucks tastes really, really good, but at $3 a cup at the end of the school semester, you would have spent over $600. So try to find a really cool recipe that you like, get a really cool cup if you have to, and make your own coffee. So that's saving you $600 on campus alone. Coupons. I want to add this, because a lot of newspapers have really cool coupons where you can go to the supermarket, you can dine in, you don't have to eat out, cook your own meals. We talked about that earlier. But coupons also helps with your spending. I think that's an awesome tip too.
That is really awesome. And I don't know that, because I'm a tea drinker right here. So I, every once in a while I'll dabble in a coffee if I'm like dead, like on the outside of her face, and I need some pick me up. But I know, buying coffee every single day is gonna add up.
Exactly. And guys, look out for student discounts. That's also a really cool tip. A lot of places you go to, they just say, show us your student ID and you get a discount off of this, that, so that's also something you could look into. Well, Jesse, thank you so much for sharing with us about college life. Thank you.
You are so welcome, guys. I hope these tips are absolutely awesome. And let us know if you guys actually use them, if they help you out. That will be awesome. So let's actually head into our community support segment here. All right, so the intent of our community support is to help persons who have put in efforts to participate in the community to make it better by providing them with support, access to local resources. And today we have our special guest, Sasha Grizzle, founder and owner of Women You Can movement, here on today this morning. Miss Grizzle, are you here? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you all doing? Thanks so much for having me.
You are so welcome. Thank you for being on our show. It is an honor to have you here. Can you let our guests know really quick, just a little bit about you before we get into?
Yes, so as you said, I am Sasha Gay Grizzle Dixon, founder of Women You Can. I am also a youth development specialist. I have been working for over 15 years with at-risk youth, incarcerated young persons, or persons who, are unattached. So that has been my experience. I am now with a government agency in Jamaica, working with young children who have committed offenses.
Awesome. Can you let us know? I'm really curious. What inspired Women You Can?
Okay. All right. So Women You Can was born out of the pandemic. I was at home. I was working from home. It was so stressful. The kids were home. It was a hard time. You all know that this COVID-19 is crazy.
Yeah.
I was at home and I felt myself feeling so down and depressed. I'm like, this has never really happened to me, so much. So I decided that, I would write some written affirmations on my mirror to motivate myself on a daily basis. And I found that it started helping me. My friends would reach out to me and they would say the same thing, like, hey, this is really rough. I'm going through a hard time. And I'm like sharing with them what I'm doing. And they're like, whoa, thanks for that, because it really helped me. And I thought to myself, what could I do to, help other women or who are probably feeling the same way? So out of that, I decided to just put the affirmations on persons' chests. So I started with the t-shirt line. So they're affirmation tees and they have strong affirmations. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are enough, to motivate persons.
That is awesome. What would you say is your favorite can't say that word, affirmations? What would you say is your favorite one, especially for youth to really empower them?
I think it is, you are strong. You are strong. I know they struggle a lot with feelings of hopelessness, feelings of, depression. I just want them to know that if they dig deep within them, they can find that strength to accomplish anything that they put their minds to, and that was the reason for actually starting the company in the first place, because we want them to feel at all times like the true queen that they are. We want them to be reminded that no matter how hard they feel their situation is, that they can. And no matter how impossible they feel a task is at hand, they will conquer it. And no matter how low in spirits they feel, to always remember that they came from royalty and they are strong.
That is awesome. I have a question in relation to the youth, and because you worked with them for 15 years, can you tell me about, because you worked with risk and incarnated and unattached, can you tell us the importance of having a mentor in a youth's life, whether, a parent may be a single mom and may not have that guidance, whether male or female, for their child? Can you tell us the importance of having a mentor in a child's life?
Sure. The majority of my years, I have been working with young men. I've worked in the juvenile detention centers in Jamaica, and I can tell you, as it relates to having mentors, it is extremely, extremely important. You'll find the majority of these young persons are coming from homes where they only have a single mother. You will hardly find a family at any event that we have ever had at that institution. I can count on my hand the number of times that there were like a full family. It's normally just a mom, or a grandmother who is pulling the weight. So having a mentor, I think, especially, a father figure or a mother figure for females or men is extremely important. And it is something that is encouraged when dealing with young people. Someone who they could look up to, someone to motivate them, someone they could emulate, a good positive example that they can follow, or strive to be.
Right.
So I would say it is paramount when dealing with young children, having a mentor.
Right.
May I ask a question, Jess?
Yeah.
All right. So, Miss Grizzle, I am aware of a project that you carried out where you were collecting sanitary napkins for young girls. Can you tell us about that project, please?
Most definitely. So we have launched the sanitary napkins drive across the island and across the world, actually. So far, we have received donations where we have donated to a prominent high school in Jamaica. We are also seeking to do another donation to a school in Portland. I was reached out to a young lady in that parish who wanted to assist, and we've managed together to partner with someone all the way in France, and they will be donating cases of sanitary napkins to a school in Portland. The hope is to help as many schools, as many young children, as many girls that we can, and women.
What triggered that project, though?
I think recently they have been having a surge of this end period poverty campaign here in Jamaica. You find a lot of young children who live in rural areas. They are not able to attend school on a regular basis during that time because they cannot afford the sanitary napkins on a monthly basis. It is so heart-wrenching to know that something as, necessary as that cannot be afforded by girls who need it. So that was my reason for wanting to assist in any way that I can, no matter how small. There's a song that says, each one can reach one. So if it's even one person that we can assist, that's my passion.
Awesome. We have a couple of listeners' questions here. One listener said, what are some feelings that the youth have expressed that they have benefited from with your program?
Last week, I did an empowerment session in a prominent high school in St. Anne. It was for their girls' grade 9, their empowerment day. So I was invited by their guidance counselor. And after I finished the presentation, one young girl, she reached out to me. She got my number from her guidance counselor, and she reached out to me and she was like, listen, miss, I really, really, really appreciate what you did. Just talking to me, I feel more inspired. I feel like I can take on the world, and I was really feeling depressed. So, that just gave me the push to say, hey, I'm really making an impact. So this is something good that I can continue.
Right. What are your future goals? What do you see next for Women You Can?
All right. So as of last night, I was speaking with a partner. She is actually in the United States. They have the Anthony A. Clark Scholarship, and we've partnered to see if we can assist children in Jamaica with getting them tablets for their online classes. There are a lot of children who are out of school right now, unable to connect, unable to get any resource at all for school. So that's the next project on the horizon. I'm also doing an online program. It's called Created to Be More. That is in the working. So persons can come on, get that program, be encouraged, build their self-esteem, feel better about themselves. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. as it relates to projects for Woman You Can.
All right. So can I ask if we wanted to participate in, like, I really like your shirts I see on Instagram, because I know that the cost for the shirts goes towards funding the different projects that you have. How can we access your merch?
Okay, as it relates to, okay, let me start with if you wanted to donate or anything for the sanitary drive, you can reach out to me on Instagram. The IG handle is Woman You Can JA. You can DM me and we can make arrangements as to how we can get your donations in. As it relates to participating in the tablet drive, if you are so interested, you can log on to Anthony A. Clark Fund, Scholarship Fund. Let me go again. Anthony A. Clark scholarshipfund.com, and you can make your donations there as it relates to assisting the young children with the tablets.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for letting us know how the community can help to support you. And you see how the pandemic can really turn something negative into something positive.
Yes.
And I'm sure that there are tons of other persons that are sitting and they're listening and they're saying, what should I do? I'm at home, I'm not doing anything, I feel bored, I feel out of place. But here we are with someone in the room who's actually inspired to do something that's actually starting to change lives. One of the research that I did shows that there are still persons in our third world countries that still don't have toilets, they still don't have access to sanitary napkins, and it's a very sad thing. But I'm so happy that you can lend your voice to what it is, to your cause this morning, and UMERADIO can be a part of that, and weekends. And so if you are listening or watching and you want to really do something for someone, be the hands and the feet of the good Lord and reach out to Mrs. Grizzle and let her know how you can. And of course, I know she will be responsible in responding and doing her checks and balances, and accountability and transparency is something that I know will happen once you start partnering with her. Thank you so much, Mrs. Dixon.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being with us today. Now we are gonna segue back into our hot topics. Yeah, because we didn't get a chance.
We didn't get to finish it.
No. Yes. All right, but before we do that, I want to say, hey, DJ Kelly, who has been holding it down this morning. She's been doing the slides. She's been doing the music. DJ Kelly, can you say good morning to our viewers this morning? I know we hardly get a chance to speak with you behind the microphone.
Hi, good morning. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you so much for doing what you do. All right, go ahead and do what it is that you're going to do this morning. All right, so we're going to be listening to a clip from Paula White.
Oh, I heard her name going around.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to segue into that, and then we're going to come back and have a quick discussion. And if you have heard of this and you would like to comment, please feel free to type your comments in the comment section. All right, so we're going to be reading. It says, internet comes through with Trap House and Wu-Tang remixes of Paula White's epic rant. Central Florida pastor Paula White, who has also served as Donald Trump's God Whisperer in the past 4 years, busted out an ardent and deeply weird preach rant at a prayer service last Wednesday. Here we go.
Strike and strike and strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. For I hear victory, 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 victory in the quarters of heaven. In the quarters of heaven, victory, 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 victory. For angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Hamanda ata ata raka deda baka sanda ata ambo osa kata rite eke banda ata rike didi ashada. For angels have even been dispatched from Africa right now. Africa right now. Africa right now. From Africa right now. They're coming here. They're coming here. In the name of Jesus. From South America. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. From Africa. From South America. Angelic forces. Angelic reinforcement. Angelic reinforcement. Angelic reinforcement. Pika hata anda ata. Ora bata rata ande eke eke manda rasata. For I hear the sound of victory. 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 Strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. For I hear victory, 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 victory in the quarters of heaven. In the quarters of heaven, victory, 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 victory. For angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Hamanda aka ata raka teda baka sanda ata ambo osa kata rite eke banda ata rike didi ashata. For angels have even been dispatched from Africa right now. Africa right now. Africa right now. From Africa right now. They're coming here. They're coming here. In the name of Jesus. From South America. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. From Africa. From South America. Angelic forces. Angelic reinforcement. Angelic reinforcement. Angelic reinforcement. Pika hata anda ata. Ora bata rata ande eke eke. Strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. For I hear victory, 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 victory in the quarters of heaven. In the court and strike and strike and strike and strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. It is done. I hear victory, 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 I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. They're coming here. They're coming here. In the name of Jesus. From South America. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. From Africa. From South America. Angelic forces. Angelic reinforcement. From Africa. From South America. Angelic forces. Angelic reinforcement. From Africa. From South America. Angelic forces. Angelic reinforcement. From Africa. From South America. Amen. Hika hata anda ata. Ora bata rata ande eke eke manda rasata. For I hear the sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. It is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. 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 The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. I hear a sound of abundance of rain.
All right, Marsha, what you think?
Listen, before we even start saying anything, let me read this disclaimer. So, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Also, the views and opinions expressed in the video and on UMERADIO YouTube channel, website, or radio station do not necessarily reflect the opinions of UMERADIO, or host, and UMERADIO YouTube channel, radio station. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. News, information, and sharing TV PG viewer discretion is advised, and all commentary is alleged. With that being said, oh my goodness. When you are a minister of the gospel, you have to be so mindful of a lot of things. A lot of things. Because ministers have a belief system, all of them do. And in certain climates, you will find that whatever is said can and will be used against you. Now, watching these clips and how it has made a mockery, not just of Donald Trump, but of the spiritual atmospheres. There have been a lot of reactions. And what we showed you this morning is just a few of those. And I have to wonder in myself, how is she doing this morning? How is she feeling about one radio, I think it was the breakfast show, called her the donkey of the week.
Wow.
You know, and I sat and I watched the commentary, and I was in very deep thought about how we represent donkey of the day. Sorry, apologies. That was the topic. Donkey of the day. And so even the whole spirituality of it, and even though I am a spiritual person, it just sounded weird to me.
Yeah, same. And me being a spiritual person as well, you know, I know that verse in Deuteronomy, basically, when it's, I don't know, she just had a vibe where it just said, pay attention to false prophets. I'm not calling her one, but her energy aura, I never heard of calling specific type of angels. Like when she said
from Africa, right?
In South America, I was like, what do you mean by that? Because I know angels is just calling angels. I don't know if angels have races, you know, I'm not in heaven or anything like that, but I would do it as a broad term. But she just felt very specific with it, and I'm just like, is that the voice of God that you're hearing truly, or is that your own personal, I don't want to say beliefs, but I guess views? I don't know what the right word would be, but and I don't want to call it an agenda, but where did that come from? That's all I'm asking is where did that come from? Because that's not to my knowledge in scripture. So
exactly. You know, even the whole calling angels from Africa, while there are teachings about territories and angels ruling over territories, I would think that you would direct your prayers vertically.
Right.
Like up to
Straight
God,
to
ask
God.
God to
Yep.
dispatch,
Yep.
you know. So it's interesting times. And I know DJ Kelly is somewhere in the room and she wants to share her opinion. So I'll let her as soon as she comes back. But we want to know, for those who are watching on YouTube and those in the room this morning, for me personally, it felt slightly sinister in a sense, you know. And Paula White, let me just say this, Paula White has always been somebody that, you know, I've heard about since I was younger, and I've followed her ministry over time. I think she's a really good speaker. You know, there's just something about this that just doesn't sit right with me. And especially when it comes down to God and his servants, you know, we have to be very careful about how we respond to them, because we find that God is not conventional in how, right? And then in school, you will learn about the mark of a true prophet. And one of those marks is if they utter something, it comes to pass.
Yep.
And that's, we have DJ Kelly that wants to share her views this morning. Hi, DJ Kelly.
Hi, how are you guys, ladies? You're doing a great job, actually. I'm good. Well, first, I have to say I found it very funny that person did all these remixes.
The videos, right?
Yes, I thought it was very funny. It really made me laugh so hard. And I think sometimes, like, I think there's some part in the Bible or something that says sometimes God uses the foolish to confound the wise. I think where everybody has been so stressed, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe this act as a serum or something to give us a little bit of a breather. And I think it also shows that even though we may not be hearing from the church a lot, based on what I'm aware of,
observing, yeah,
this shows that they're feeling that pressure too. At the end of the day, I see everyone as human. I know we have this tendency of putting people on pedestals. And I think that's where sometimes they don't fail us. We end up failing ourselves because we put them on these pedestals. She's just a person.
Yeah.
I'm sure that any other in any given day, she made many mistakes. This was just on there. So I mean, I hope somebody hugged her. I was just confused with that guy walking back and forth.
Yes.
Mind thing. What is it? You know, this constant, the constant moving back and forth. Is that hypnotism or something? Hypnotic or something? Like, I'm like, what is that? You know, there was just a lot happening here. And maybe it's something that we really need to sit down and look at, because you see, sometimes we're so devoted to what's happening and we're so conformed to what's happening. We're just going along to get along, that we're not intentional or mindful about what we're consuming and how our leaders are performing. Because I think, like I said, that pedestal, we'll put them on this pedestal and then just expect them to be great and good. What made them different from us? I mean, they're just getting through this earth as well as we are. We all have to hold ourselves accountable. What did I do that could amount to what she did? You know, what are some of the things that I'm doing that could amount to what she's done? It's different from I am, you know, but the humor in it is crazy. The fact that maybe it was a well-needed break. This whole election and everything that's happening with it it's like we're in a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
You know, and just need that breather. But that Africa thing, you know, like, whoa, angels from Africa. I wonder why, you know. I think there's so much, there's a lot being said, there's a lot being, and I think, like I said, God sometimes uses the foolish, the silly thing, for us to sit and really, you know, look at what is really truly happening here. We have to be careful of who we're putting on pedestals. And when we put them there, it's like they can no longer fail. What are we saying? What are we saying? When I put you up here, it means you can no longer fail. Am I making you a god? Like, sometimes I hear people refer to Oprah as their god.
Wow.
You know what I mean? When and not just other people, look at ourselves. Like, when we put the TD Jakes of this world, really, if you really search yourself and say, when I think of TD Jakes, do I even think sin? Some of us, we get so invested in their talent, in their gifts, and we're supposed to, but we forget who we're supposed to see, not the person. One of the things I've learned recently, I remember I was talking to my best friend, and I was saying, this is a person did something, and I think it was so nice. And she said, don't miss it. That person didn't do anything for you. God used that person to do something for you. Let's focus on who's doing, and so that's how I approach my life. If something good happens, credit God. If something bad happens or seemingly bad happens, I credit him too. That way it makes it easier for me to understand the human in front of me.
Yes, all things work together for good, right?
Good. Yeah.
It's easier for me to forgive and remember we are just mere mortals.
Yeah.
Mere mortals. If we really truly believe in when we say that God is talking, well, I don't talk tongues or anything like that. Person. I'm more spiritual. I'm about my spiritual awareness with God, right? But if the church believe in where they say sometimes you're talking and the spirits take over, right? Maybe the spirits took over for her. Why? Is it because it wasn't what we were expecting? We're thinking, oh, is this sinister? Is this not? Well, because this is it. I believe that, like God says, he knows the number of hair on your head. And you cannot do anything to your tomorrow. He decides. Isn't that the same with when we do something wrong? Like if we're going to credit him for the good stuff, don't we also go back to him about the other stuff? Because sometimes what we deem as negative or unfavorable are the lessons, are the failures, those shames, those pains, those disappointments that propel us into greatness. I see the humor in it. I don't take it too seriously. But I'm still conscious of what happened, of what she said, of, I'm still conscious, and I'm also paying attention and remaining mindful, because sometimes these are the times that sometimes it's in these little spouts that the truth of what is happening come out. They take it seriously. I mean, we don't know who inspired these people to make the remixes either. That could also be a distraction. That could have been orchestrated. We don't know, right? So I guess at the end of it, what I would say is, it's important to remain mindful. It's important to know who you are, know what you're about, so you can detach yourself from the rest of it. Know who you are, what you stand for, so you can identify something and can keep it an external of you. You can keep it out there. You know what I mean? And still show compassion. I've never heard of her. Never listened to her. Listening to her, because I'm very selective in what I consume. Like the lady was talking about investment. Investment is not just monetary, it's also what you listen to. It's where you spend your time. One of the things I think we abuse when it comes to investment is our time. We just throw our time to anything. My time, of all my time, and then worry about money. But money is time, and time is money. So you're spending your life. Are you spending or are you investing it? You know what I mean? Investment, and you're always investing. Even if you just go out and spend idly, you're investing in something. It's always an investment. It's either liability or assets. So yeah, that's what I had to share. But thanks for for talking about it. I think
yes, thank you so much. And guess what? It's such an uncomfortable topic. Somebody needs to say something about it, because the church has been really, really quiet about it. And I guess everybody has their own thoughts internally and they're processing what's happening and so on. But I will end this little segment by saying this. Romans 3 verse 4 says, "Let God be true and every man be a liar." So whatever the truth of God is, I do believe at the end of the day, that is what will prevail. Thank you so much for joining us, DJ Kelly. All right. So with that, we are going to segue into our next segment. And I want to say welcome, because we still have persons that are coming inside the studio at this time. So we're going into Champions of the Kingdom, and this opens our Motivate segment. So all our dreams can come true if we get the courage to All our dreams can come true if we get the courage to pursue them. And that was by Walt Disney. Let's segue into our Champions for the Kingdom segment. All right. So, Champions for the Kingdom, where we celebrate Black creatives and give them a voice to share their gifts to the world. Today's guests, we have Mr. Phil Roy Facey, CEO of Dr. Phil Entertainment. Good morning, Dr. Phil. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today. And you know what? I'm so happy you're on because this week we will be celebrating International Men's Day, and we have been really being motivated or motivating the men. And we're so happy that you are here this morning just to share who you are and what you do with us. All right. So I want to start off this conversation by you telling us some more about your brand. Talk to us. Tell us about your brand. Dr. Phil, I think you're muted. That's all right. There we go.
Well, I thought both. Morning, everybody. Thanks for having me. You hearing me well now?
Yes, we are.
Perfect. So, really and truly, over the years I've been a sound engineer, and when I decided to start Dr. Phil, it was about branding myself and what I love to do, which is audio engineering. But little did I know that God had more than that in store for me. So you can have your business or what you love to do, and you turn it into a business. So that was the idea of initial idea of Dr. Phil Entertainment, just to be a brand as an audio engineer. But I officially started in March of this year. Ready to head out there in the world and do this great audio for all of these events. But then came the pandemic and there were no events, and so, they say crisis is the mother of invention, or creation, or something like that. One of those things. So I had to dig into the brain box and I had to step out of the box. And so I started doing other things, and I started looking at, since we're going into a digital age, we're not going into the digital age, is just, basically forcing itself on us at a more rapid speed. What can I do to assist all of these persons who are having challenges in this digital space? And of course, most things that I do, I started with church. I realized that churches needed help, firstly with the audio and then with the video. And so I evolved in thinking and started to look into what I can do with the knowledge that I already have. And so the audio part of it became easy. It was like second nature. So I delved into the video aspect of it. And lo and behold, today, Dr. Phil Entertainment has evolved into an audio visual production company, hosting online events, streaming live online events, which is something that most even corporate companies shy away from. They prefer to pre-record, edit it nicely, and get it done all polished and all of that, and then stream, because it's a very high risk job to take on, to stream a live event, because anything that happens is going out there. So you have to dot all your I's and all your Q's.
Look,
and your Y's.
like what's happening to me right now with them goats under the window. I was trying to mute them.
Yes.
Listen,
yes.
I live in the country, y'all.
All the whispers, you have to take it.
There's no editing.
All the dim screeches across the screen, all of those things, they become a part of your production if you're doing it live. And so I believe a lot of persons shy away from it. But what I've realized is that the persons who want to engage in these things, events, they prefer it live because of the interaction, because of the real time. They feel like they're more at the show or
Yes,
at
that's
the
true.
event rather than a pre-recorded video. And so Dr. Phil Entertainment can pride itself on delivering some excellent live productions.
Awesome. So I know I kind of was unplugged for a quick minute, but as a former decorated insurance agent going into your passion now, which is sound and production, how are you feeling? And what would be your advice to persons who they are afraid to venture out into their calling?
Wow. I mean,
As
listen,
opposed to something that they're good at.
all right. So one of the things about me as a person, anything that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my mind to it. I'm gonna do it well. And it's that this, you're the best at this, but it doesn't mean that it's your calling. So when I was in insurance, I mean, within my first year, I was a award-winning agent. You know what I mean? As in before the end of my rookie year, I was winning awards for performance. So, anything I put my mind to, the results normally come. And that's usually the case with just about anybody. If you put your mind to it and you put the work in, the results are going to come eventually. But when you're pursuing your passion, it's a different kettle of fish. Here's where I've seen a major difference so far. When I used to do insurance, when I don't make no money, I'm miserable. I'm miserable. In doing music and entertainment, when I do it, if no money even no make, boy, I feel good for no said the production went well. People enjoy themselves. Because when you pursue your passion, the money will come eventually. And so that is the major difference for me so far. And so my advice to anybody who is thinking about taking that leap, take it. If it's what you're truly passionate about, you're not going to regret it, because the truth is you are going to put the work in and the money is going to come. Don't chase the money, chase the passion and the money will chase you. That's
right.
Believe.
So it's making your vocation your vacation in a sense.
Yes.
All right. So Dr. Phil, I know that you have been involved with other brands who have touched the community. To talk to us about some of the collaborations that you've done. I see where you have helped with fundraising for persons who are homeless, things like that. Tell us about some of the things that you've been doing inside your brand.
All right, so officially, I'm a part of the registered organization, We Believe Ministries, that was founded by Prince Hall. Our major project was done in 2018 when we built a house for indigent man in Harrison Town, Ocho Rios. And since then, we have done smaller things. Unofficially, or more on the unofficial side, we do have our social media friends who do their part, namely Mr. Handsome, Zazan. They do their part in assisting community.
Hold on, and because we're talking to an international audience, these are Jamaican comedians, right?
Yes, Jamaican comedians who do what they can. Let me just hold this here because I'm moving now. Who do their what they can in the community to aid others. And so even the events that we put on, some of the times we use funds from those events to assist persons, namely with things like food items or more daily stuff. So in terms of collaborating with brands and charities, there are other production brands that I collaborate with as well, depending on the need and depending on the event. We collaborate to do plays as well. So the events vary. So we're bringing a variety of events to people in out there in basically across the world. We have people viewing us sometimes from up to 20 plus countries, which is awesome, So in terms of Dr. Phil Entertainment, we collab with companies like First in Line, who do online ticket sales and stuff for us. Companies like Wow Entertainment is also a part of our production. team, companies like, and I'm remembering all of them now. But yeah, it depends on what we're doing at the time. Different persons we have different needs that we have to, share with others to be a part.
Awesome. So I want to find out from you, how do you feel? Because I know that when we had conversations in our green room, when you made the transition from insurance agent to going full time into entertainment, then the pandemic hit. What were your thoughts then? What are your thoughts now?
Wow, my thoughts then was, God, why, with all these plans that I had. I mean, when I made the transition in March, I think it was an excellent idea because I had so many plans and I had so many events lined up. I had probably about 20 plus events for the month of March only. As a matter of fact, the day when the government decided that all permits are revoked, there will be no events, we already had I think it was like about 340-foot containers on a beach sitting down, ready to offload to start setting up for a weekend of events. And so to hear them come out and say everything is revoked, all permits are revoked, I always say that there's a thin line, there's a very thin line between sanity and insanity. And I think in those moments, those lines were being stepped on because, you already made plans for these monies and all of these things, you know what I mean? And to hear that it is going to be shut down and you cannot tell when it's going to be back up and running again, it was mind-boggling. But as I say, God is real, God is good. And I really have to thank him for the inspiration and for the knowledge and for the passion that he has instilled in me or given me for production. That I believe that is what has really, caused me to continue and evolve into something more than just in the physical spaces of events. How I feel now, I have absolutely no regret. Absolutely no regret.
Awesome. So, question, how did you address the pandemic situation with your partners? What was it like for them as opposed to for you?
Well, guess what? It affected all of us differently and also similarly because whilst we have our, partnered ventures, we also have our individual ventures. So the thing is that it's communication. So the first thing you have to do is sit and talk and hold a reason and make, and ensure that the relationship remains intact. Because this pandemic, I'm telling you, it is rocking the foundation of so many relationships based on how things are playing out. But communication, I believe, is key between whether it's your family or your spousal relationship or your business relationship, your mere friend, your friendships. Trust me, communication.
Awesome. We know that you live on the north coast of Jamaica, which is pretty much where the Mecca of tourism is, right? So what is it like in entertainment on the north coast now? Because I know that you work both in the faith-based arena and the secular arena.
Yeah, it did. It did. I mean, there are 1 and 2 persons trying. But believe me, it is. I'm a type of person who love live music. I used to love to just go out, sit and listen to a live band play. Not happen. And that is one of the reasons why I've also come up with a new streaming feature that is called Live on the Ridge, where it's in Oceans on the Ridge here in Ocho, which is a tourist resort area location, just overseeing the what do you call a P word, the view of Ocho. What's a P word again? Like bird, what bird's eye view, yeah, sir. Of Ocho. And so we have started as a matter of fact, today, this evening, we'll be going live from there. We call it Live on the Ridge. So it's just trying to ensure that we let live music live. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because people still need entertainment. People are in their homes now and they need something. And if we can bring to them some positive energy, some music, music is a universal language. And so we believe that this would be an awesome tool to just help some person take their mind off the stress of this pandemic, even for a few hours. So join us this evening on Dr. Phil Entertainment, our Facebook page, where we'll be going live live on the ridge, sweet, sweet Jamaican music for your listening and dancing pleasures.
Awesome. I think the word you were looking for was panoramic view.
Panoramic. Yes. That's why I have a powered bride people. You know what I mean?
All right. So I want to talk to you about your family. Like, how are they managing with the whole pandemic that's happening? You shifting jobs. I'm not sure what's going on with mommy. You know, what would you say to a family man?
Again, communication is very, 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 it cannot be overemphasized how important communication is, right? As it relates to the kids, my kids are very young. They understand that daddy gone to work, but for the most part, and stuff like that. So as it when it comes on to the family as a whole, though, you have to strike a balance, especially when you're trying to build out a business, build out a brand. It can be taxing on you, you know what I mean? Especially going into something that is new to you. Because for me, going into the videography aspect of things was very new. So I spent a lot of time at nights studying, watching videos, basically self-training. And so balance becomes an issue, in all honesty, because you want to get this, because you in my head, I'm trying to get it so I can ensure that you guys survive. But balance is very important, and so you have to try to find some sort of balance with online schooling happening as well. Ah, boy, that's another one that is like you want the space to or the time to be able to do what you need to do, but all of this is within the same space. Everybody is at home. Everything is happening in the same space. For example, I could not do this meeting in my house. Probably too much noise. The kids running around. Yeah,
Kids, right?
yeah. So it can be challenging. But again, with communication and doing your best to strike a balance, it's possible.
Awesome. I want to shift your attention to the upcoming week where we will celebrate International Men's Day. I want to know your views about that.
It is not done often enough. I think they need to have probably 2 Men's Day or 3 for the year until it has become a thing. Because I don't think we celebrate our men enough. And it's like we use the one bad apple to spoil the whole bunch where men are concerned. So I do believe there are good men out there, a lot of them too. I do believe there are misunderstood men out there that we categorize in the wrong space. I believe that society has created an image that some men just succumb to, and it's not true. So for me, I am a strong advocate for whatever empowers men. So
Yes. So this year, the theme is going to be about men and boys' health. And I know you have a son. Have you been taking care of yourself, Dr. Phil? Let's talk about that. What is it
sometimes
like?
no, sometimes yes. For example, one of the things that I try to do, I'm the type of person that don't carve out what I eat. Put it that way, in terms of what my diet is. It needs to have this color and that color, and tubes of that, tubes of that, tubes of that. No, in production life, that often doesn't get, you try to make it happen, but it often doesn't work. Because production life takes hours upon hours. Sometimes you're loading in from the day before and you don't eat properly, you don't eat on time. One of the things that I try to do there, I try to have my tea and shake from Herbalife daily, which strikes a little balance. That's my little thing to, get a little dietary balance as it relates to other things like sleep and exercise. The sleep part, I'm not so sure about that part either. exercise part, the work hard enough.
Spoke about that this morning, didn't we, Jess?
Yes, that was one of the tips. I told you guys, men, to get your sleep. Listen, right there, not doing it.
But it is important. I mean, my last event, which was over the weekend of November 7th, Saturday, I remember the night I was trying to program the lights. I haven't done lighting in a while, since last year, December. I have not programmed the light. And I was trying to do it, and I just could not get it. Until I decided, you know what, I'm going to lock my eyes, you, and come back to this thing. And I and I did just that. And when I came back to it, it was just, flowing back again, and I was just getting it. So it is important, and I'm not trying to make it sound as if it's the way to go. Like, because you're in production, you get a free pass not to rest. You need to rest. Rest is very important.
Yes, and we have some viewer questions for you, Dr. Phil, about 3 of them I'm seeing. All right, so the first one is, what support systems are you tapped into for your entrepreneurial pursuits? What support systems are you tapped into for your entrepreneurial pursuits?
Still working on that. And still working on tapping into more, because I don't believe that is something that has to be ongoing, because the marketplace is very big, especially now that you're more in a virtual space. The world is now at your fingertips, and so you have to keep evolving where marketing is concerned, collabing with the right persons, with the right energy. And so that, as Dr. Phil Entertainment is new, we are still looking at, that's one of the things that we're still working on, collabing with the right persons, getting the brand out there with the right image and all of that.
Where do you go for support?
Where do I go for support? I have,
yes,
God has blessed me with some excellent team members as well, who, funny enough, one of them is here with me. Like, you're going through the production here, you might make sure you eat seafood, stop, eat, do this, get this done. And so, as I grow, I just ask God to continue to, give me strong persons around, bring strong bonds with the right brands and the right personnels to grow this company to where He wants it to go.
Let me pause and say this too. You need to show us who is beside you, and let them say hello.
Well, it's actually my good friend.
Pick up your team member. Hello, sir.
Yeah. So in moments like these, you take the steering and him do it, and we get there while I am able to do a few other things, because you can't drive and be distracted. So as I say, I really thank God for men like these around.
Awesome. Second question from the audience: is the event you're having also for tourists? For those who normally travel there, can they attend, since they may not be able
right. So, and I suppose they're talking about Live on the Ridge, which is this evening. So yes, this one I actually made it free. God help me with paying all these people, but it's actually free of cost to watch, to join. What we're basically doing is I ask for what we call money pull-up and money song request. So persons can use Cash App or Zelle or any payment method that we can share with you, and you can request a song. You can request birthday greetings directly, so that they can personalize it for you while you're on the live. We can do pull-ups. As the band performs and they probably play your song, you can send in your pull-up and we pull up and enjoy ourselves, so you can feel a part. I remember event
before you share, Dr. Phil, because in the comment section is going crazy. They want you to share your links for Cash App and Zelle so they can prepare.
Okay. How do I share that? Can I give it to you and you type it in?
Yes, or you can say it in the meantime and then we'll try to capture it.
So the Cash App is $DrPhillent. So that's $Dr. Phil ENT. That's the Cash App. And the Zelle is, hold on, let me look at that, because I can never remember my Zelle number. Cornelia too.
All right, so while he's looking, we're inside our Champions for the Kingdom segment with Phil Roy Facey, who is the CEO for Dr. Phil Entertainment. Go ahead, Dr. Phil.
Right. So the number for the Zelle is 1-305-917-5327. And the name that goes with it is Cornelia, Cornelia.
Awesome.
And my telephone number is 876-530-6350. So you can call, you can WhatsApp that number to give us any information that you want to share, your pull-ups, your song requests. You can send that to WhatsApp. All right.
How about banking information?
All right. So the banking information would be, if you're in Jamaica, it's NCB, and that's 584-291133. 584-291133. The Zelle, which bank? I see somebody asked for Zelle, which bank? It's Bank of America.
Awesome.
And 584-291133. That's NCB Ocherius, Philroy Facey.
Awesome, awesome. And you were about to say something before we stopped you, though. You remember what it was?
I think I was talking about the event that passed over the weekend, which was a paid event. I remember going through the comments after the event, and persons on the live was like, "Lady, move your hat out of the wheel. Tell me piece of pudding." So, people were really engaged, and they were really, making it feel as if they were there at the event. And I thought that was just awesome.
Wow. Wow. So many good things that you're doing on the North Coast, Phil Roy. And we salute you. Right? We salute you for all it is that you're doing. And I know particularly for the creatives, this is also an opportunity for you to collaborate with them and also to help them to remain relevant in the spotlight of the entertainment industry. I think I see another comment coming in. Okay, so we'll have you need to have the information in the description. We'll put that in the description for sure, so that persons can know exactly, even outside of today, how they can come on. And this Ocean on the Ridge, Entertainment on the Ridge event is a weekly event, is it?
As it is now, I'm structuring for bi-weekly because, as I said, it is not that persons are going to be paying to watch it, to view it. It's free, but I have to pay the musicians and all of that. I have to be careful that I don't hang my hat where I can't reach it. So, the funds that are going to be paying the musicians really come from the money pull-ups and the money song requests and all of that, which you cannot guarantee what it will come out to be. So I have to be careful. So for now, it's bi-weekly. If persons log on to the page, like and share the page and the page starts doing well and all of that, then we'll bring it into a weekly thing. That's
Makes
what
sense.
I want to do.
Absolutely makes sense. And our final question for you is there a website or a link that persons can go to for more information about Dr. Phil, or even to book them for their virtual events?
Well, all of our contact information is on our social media pages. Our website is being built, not yet out. And it's Dr. Phil Entertainment JA on Facebook. And it's the same thing on IG. Dr. Phil ENT. So DRPHILL Entertainment JA. And that's on Facebook, that's on IG, and you can like and follow us there. It's also on YouTube. Dr. Phil Entertainment.
Awesome.
You can Google Dr.
I
Phil
know I said
as well, and all the contact information also will come up.
Okay. I know I said final question, but there's one more question that came in on WhatsApp, and it says, do you have any plans to expand internationally?
That is always an option, and as it is right now, we do have persons that work closely with us in the international scenes, in US at the moment. So of course, yes, as we don't say no, we know what the Lord holds for us. You know what I mean? If him say US tomorrow, then it's US. If him say England, then it's England. And if he say Canada, then it's Canada.
All right. All right. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Phil, for joining us inside Champions for the Kingdom. You're a true champion in this season. And so we say hats off to you, right, Jess?
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Phil.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
We're looking forward to tuning in and supporting you.
Remember, it's later at Ocean on the Ridge, live on the Ridge.
What time?
On Dr. Phil Entertainment.
At what time?
5:30. The band starts 5:30. We go 5:30 to 8.
Okay.
Because
Awesome.
the curfew. So yeah.
All right. And there is someone asking for a link to join. How do they join the Ridge event?
The Ridge event? Facebook. It's going to be live on Facebook on Dr. Phil Entertainment page. So Dr. Phil
Okay, so
Entertainment.
it's open.
Right. It's open. Right.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Phil. Have a great weekend. I know you're preparing, and all the best.
Thank you.
On your
Thank
event later. Take
God
care. Yeah, and so that was Phil Raifesi, CEO of Dr. Phil Entertainment inside Champions for the Kingdom, where we celebrate Black creatives and give them a voice to share their gifts to the world. And now we are going all the way over to our travel segment. Stay tuned.
All right. So today our topic is going to be called staycations. And if you don't know, staycation is defined as a holiday in someone's home country rather than abroad, or spent time at home involving day trips and local attractions. And today's guest, we have Mr. Atiba Nurse, who will go by AJ, who is 26-year-old. He is in New York City, and he's also a very dear person to me because he is my boyfriend. So, hey.
How's it going, everybody? Can you guys hear me good?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yes, we can. So let me start by asking the first question. Welcome, AJ, to our program this morning. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome to the UMERADIO family. Any friend of Jesse is a friend of ours. So we're going to be all up in your Kool-Aid just for a little bit, not too much. All right.
No problem.
So
Thank you again for having me.
With this icebreaker. Thanks for coming. How long have you two been together?
We've been dating almost 8 years now, so it's like about 7 3/4.
I guess. Yep. In February it'll be 8 years.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
Been a minute.
All right. That's good. Congratulations, because that is a mark, right? And I want to direct this question to AJ. Mm-hmm. How has the pandemic affected your relationship?
Oh wow. Just right into it right there. The pandemic initially wasn't something that was too crazy because we see each other at intervals. So we would see each other once every other week or so, and it wasn't strange for us to be apart for like a month or two, maybe at max at a time. But I think the fact that the pandemic started and then I had to focus on what type of career I wanted to have, and I lost my job that I had.
Wow.
And then she moved away a little bit, so there was a lot of other things that with the pandemic, but that were happening simultaneously that we had to navigate in our relationship. And I think the one thing that we clearly decided between us as boyfriend and girlfriend is that we wanted to have more communication. We wanted to be clear about our feelings. We wanted to be clear about, just talking to each other more, because when you can't have that face-to-face contact, it can interrupt so many things between couples. And just communicating and talking to each other on the day, like, how was your day? Oh, what did you do yesterday? What progress have you made towards your goals? Stuff like that. It makes things so much easier when you have somebody in your corner.
Wow, that's beautiful. Jess, what was that like for you? What's your experience?
Yeah. I mean, like, I guess throughout our relationship, it really wasn't that big of an issue, also because our work schedules were always like, I'm day, he's night, I'm day, and we had to learn how to communicate that way. So when the pandemic hit, we did video chat, we did texting like usual, and calling, and that really enhanced our relationship. But I think a major factor for it was when I had to make the decision to move away to Buffalo, because honestly, I did not anticipate me getting into the program that I did when that I did. You know, we discussed like me going to school, that was a given, and me going back, but like me going all of a sudden and further away in New York, that was not part of the plan. You know, that just came and hit. So we really had to navigate, you know, this is a sacrifice, but it'll be worth it in the end, and talk about it. And we decided, you know, we sat down and had a plan of, okay, how are we going to tackle this? How are we going to see each other, you know, on different holidays and stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty great, babe. What do you say?
Yeah, I say we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that is commendable, because I know for a lot of persons, relationships have been quite rocky because not quite sure how to navigate, and the new normal of not going out, because that's the perks of being in a relationship. You get to go out. So now we're going to segue into staying in, or a staycation. How did you come to a staycation decision?
I guess I'll take that one since you did that one. So I don't remember how it started, but I know it either had to do with like one of our anniversary plans or our birthday plans. And we wanted to, I mean, we're New Yorkers, but let's face it, New Yorkers don't really know New York too much. You know, we stick to our boroughs and that's it. But as far as like typical like tourist stuff, we don't do that. So we came to want to do that. So like for one time we stayed Cade, and it was for his birthday, and I planned everything out, and I had like, okay, we're going to go to this park, we're going to walk around, we're going to go to this restaurant, and restaurants are like our thing. That I told him that we should really do like a restaurant like review section kind of thing. So we'll do restaurants, and then we'll do some type of like fun activity. And like I think it was my birthday or anniversary, we actually did like rock climbing, which is really cool in New York City.
Wow.
I didn't know that it had it, and I think he planned that. So we go back and forth on each other with plans, and when it comes to our anniversary, he's the man. He took it on. He does that, so he'll plan everything out.
Hold on. Back up. He did what? He does planning?
Marsha, from year one,
brother.
I got it. So I'm like, okay. I just
you know.
And I got it. He got it.
Hey, I'm a Virgo, so planning's kind of nature. But yeah, it's just like she said. I think I was actually the one that came up with staycation. I think it was more of a financial reason rather than any other thing, because traveling can be really expensive, and the last thing I want is to go broke and we're in a different city and we can't get back home. So that was my initial thought process. Like, all right, I don't want to go to California and then I have like $15 in my pocket at one point, and then it just kind of became a habit. And I probably end up now spending way more in New York City than I would in another city, which is what some of my friends have told me. But the keys to staycation are really finding a place that you enjoy, and doing activities that are kind of close to the place that you stay. At least for me personally, because I remember one time we did a staycation and Jess had to walk in snow in open-toed shoes. And I remember feeling so bad because like it wasn't that we couldn't like afford to catch an Uber or anything. It was just like how I had planned it in my head. I didn't think it would be that bad. And then the snow came down and just, different circumstances happened. So I try to remember that, not to make my lady walk too much and have to do too much activity unless we're going to an activity, like she said, like rock climbing, like maybe doing an escape room, something like that. So I like to keep, nowadays I like to keep my staycation and keep everything in like one or two neighborhoods, and we can just travel and go that way. So we'll have dinner maybe in Soho, we'll have an activity in Soho, and then go back to wherever place in a neighborhood nearby.
You two are quite the adventurers. And what do you say? Yes. And Jess, I think you found a good one. So I want to find out from all the places that you guys have adventured, what are some of the top places that you would recommend for staycations?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'll let you do this one, babe. I'll come in.
All right, no pressure. There's all right. So my favorite activity that is probably massage. There's a couples massage place, and I don't want to give away the place because that's my spot. But a couples massage is like very relaxing. What I typically do is at least one activity, at least one a relaxing joint activity, and one dinner at least. So those three things will probably make up a staycation for us if we're calling it like a staycation. And just having that kind of diversity in the things that you're doing together can help really a lot with the whole enjoyment of it, because you're not always like sweating, you're not always just lounging around doing nothing, and then you can also have some food in your stomach. So it just gives us some things to talk about. But yeah, my favorite thing is probably finding different massage places and going to them and just relaxing. Then we'll review it in our head. We'll give it like a scale of 1 to 10, and like how it was that time. Just doing different activities like that. That's probably my favorite though, couples massage.
Awesome. I like that. I absolutely like that. I hope you guys eventually do like a YouTube thing where you go around and you rate places.
Oh man, don't get her started. She's already trying to get me on board with that.
Just
don't get her started.
like a blog would do something.
Yeah.
All right. And I see some listener questions coming in. But before that, I want to remind our listeners and our viewers that we have a staycation guide on umeradio.com. And so you need to walk on over there with your fingers and check it out. All right. So listener question for you guys. Is a staycation a good substitute for staying at home all the time feeling miserable? Is it worth it, or do you get more miserable because of the whole mask scenario that's happening now?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'll take that one. So I would say it is a really good substitute than staying at home, because when you're at home, you know the environment, you're staying in your routine, and you really do feel like that trapped mentality. But when you're doing a staycation, even though you're in a physical, building, you're not in your same environment. You're not in your normal environment. You're not traveling and looking at different neighborhoods. So I really think that it is great. And as far as the mask per se, it just really is just precaution. There's really no difference between the mask at staycation and you're just walking to the grocery store. So yeah.
Yeah. On my birthday, we went to this Japanese restaurant, and I think the Japanese restaurant is very good. It's like one of the most famous restaurants in the city for what they do. And they had tables outside of the dining hall, and they were made of plastic, and the covers were kind of like weird for the tables, but it kind of didn't matter, because one, I was really with her, and that kind of took my focus off the ambiance. Just being with her makes me happy. And the second thing was that the food was phenomenal. So like, it's been a little different with the pandemic. Specifically, it really varies from a place to place, depending on what type of restaurant it is, what type of activity you're going to. But I would say it doesn't make me depressed. Because I don't know, sometimes I enjoy going out alone. Like when you're able to change your environment, when you're in the house all the time and you're able to get out of your house, and it just kind of changes your perspective. It gives you like a refresh, and you can just think about different things and just have a relaxing time, even if you're in your city. So I would definitely recommend it to somebody, even if it's just like a day where you just go out and just do things to yourself. Even if you're in the same city, you'd be surprised how much it changes your mentality.
That is absolutely true. We have another listener question, and it says, what are some of the experiences you have had, at least one not so good and one great?
Oh, wow.
Can I do the not so good one real quick?
Yeah, you can do it.
I think you know which one. Okay.
Really?
I think you know. So it's like the first year. I think it was our anniversary.
Oh.
He planned it. Marsha, this day, and our anniversary is in February, right? So winter. Guess what happened? A blizzard. And trains were like down, trains were rerouted. We had to take a train that then was further from the place that we were staying. So then we had to walk to the place. And I'm like, little me with my suitcase, just like, oh my God, are we there? Are we there yet? So yeah, this man made me walk through a blizzard. And I could have left that day, but I didn't. Years later. So yeah, that was Wonderful.
All right, so to to respond to that, so people don't think I'm a terrible person, um, the context was the blizzard started when we like got together for the day, and then it just picked up and picked up. It wasn't like I planned it to happen. It kind of accelerated. The blizzard was supposed to happen later at night, and then it just happened earlier. And by the time we got to the hotel, it was coming down in a way that I haven't seen in New York in years. So that's what happened. It wasn't planned, and again, that was the first anniversary we had. So, and the first staycation we really did. So the planning that I had wasn't as good as as my skill level for planning was low down here, and it's gotten significantly better since then. But one of the good things about staycations, I just like spending time with her. So just that the special one time that we get to have, and just not worry about outside noise is kind of important in a relationship where you stay away from each other for longer periods of time. So that's kind of what I cherish the most about it. Just those, we have like so many memories, whether it's rock climbing, whether it's massage parlors, whether it's going out to a restaurant or a bar or something like that. It's hard to choose one specific thing, but all those memories are really good.
Awesome. So how has this strengthened your relationship? Has it brought you closer? Has it increased knowledge of yourself and each other? Talk to us about that.
Oh, you can go first, babe.
Yeah, it definitely has strengthened our relationship. I mean, our relationship didn't also start from like, okay, I met him at a bar, and you have to like build that friendship, because we really think that friendship is a really good foundation in a relationship. I actually met him in middle school, and I had a low-key crush on him.
Middle school.
I met him in middle school, had a low-key crush, but he really was just like my friend. We like stayed friends for years. And then there just came a time where we like confessed that we both had a crush on each other, and then this was like years later, and we started dating. So I knew him pretty well from that friend standpoint. But as far as like with staycations, I had to learn, and it strengthened me to take him out of you're my best friend to like you're a romantic partner now. And I got to know him, through what we do in our activities, like the strengths that he has as a man, and how he puts values in me as a woman. Those are a lot of messages that we've shared together. And it truly has brought us closer.
Awesome stuff, guys. By the way, y'all are gonna need to visit Keith's place on the North Coast in Jamaica. I don't know if you've ever been to Jamaica, but y'all need to come down here. Right?
But yeah,
just putting that out there.
He has an Airbnb, and Marsha's been there, and sounds amazing.
It is awesome. It is awesome. So another question is, how do you plan to celebrate him, Jesse, on International Men's Day? And to you, sir, what is your wish for that day?
Oh man.
Okay, you could go first.
International Men's Day. All right. All right, I want a PS5. I want
All right, yo.
I want to be waited. I want to be waited on hand and foot. I want a full course meal. I want to be watch the game and be left alone. No, I'm kidding.
It's actually a listener question, so yeah.
Yeah, write that down. No, listen, whatever she has planned for me, I'm cool. I tend not to be picky about too much, but she's done a great job in exemplifying how she loves me and how she cares for me. And the things, I don't really have to tell her much about what I want, and because she just does it on her own. So I don't really have a request in my head right now. If I could think of one specific item, it changes from month to month that I want as a gift. But I won't torture her too much. So yeah. She knows what it is. She knows how to do to care for me and just make me feel special. So
yeah, what I'll do for him, I think intimate is on the 19th on a Thursday. So if we like one plan was like watching like Netflix or like a movie together, because we are distant. So, and like depending on his work schedule, that'd be like a really cute thing, because then it'll just be like I'm with him and we're just watching this show or movie together. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, so I think I overlooked a question, and I'm going back to that question. What advice do you have, or you can share, for young couples?
I feel like this is a question that we get indirectly a lot, because even though we have friends that are older than us and younger than us, we get like, oh, how are you guys together for so long? So we're probably one of the longest couples in our friends group. And I think the advice we just give is just like, patience and communication, because when you have those two types of things, you can really kind of outlast anything. It's really about, talking to your partner and just being on the same page. And even if you're not on the same page, you kind of have to accept that and just not really go at them and think of every disagreement as like a personal attack, and just you kind of just have to learn how to agree to disagree sometimes. And you can't, not every conversation has to be a win. It can be in a tie. You can lose sometimes, and just learn to let go and let God.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I have another question. The questions keep coming, guys. All right. All right. So for International Men's Day, the question is asked: is staycation an option?
For men, yeah, that'd be fine. I think we're getting to the point where we've done staycations so much that we're trying to plan something a little bit more out of our city, out of our state. So we've come up with some ideas that we've run back and forth with each other. I really want to go to LA. The Poconos has come up as an option. Miami has come up as an option. So
Jamaica, just throwing that out.
Jamaica, yeah. I don't have a passport yet. So the funny thing is that this woman right here has traveled to at least like almost 30 countries. So I can't top that. Like her family has spoiled her to the point where I can't impress her anymore. So
there's so many areas in the same country.
Hey, listen, they've made my job really hard, and I'm gonna talk to your mother about that later on. But I can't really go international and be like, oh, look, I've provided this for you in this place that you've never been. She could just like, oh, I've already been here. Yeah, I was only here for like a day and a half, but we so I have to come up with places in in the US that she hasn't been to, which is not many. But I'm thinking of something. I'm thinking of something that we can both enjoy, both go to, and both have fun. So
that's awesome. We have another question coming in. Says, how do you know, sir, that she is the one deep in your soul?
You just have some teeth.
I'll join you, girl.
Oh, y'all are funny. I think I've never met someone like her. I think that's what it is, and she just keeps me balanced. It's the fact that we don't really argue. It's the fact that when we have a disagreement, we can talk about it. It's the fact that she's kind beyond belief. It's the fact that she's intelligent, she's educated, she's compassionate. All those things just make her just a better version of a person that I can imagine in my head. And when you have that with somebody, when you don't see your life like moving forward without them, then it kind of makes it hard to even consider anybody else, because there's this one person that you just know is just really special and would do the world for you, and you just don't want to move away from that. You want to keep that person close to the chest.
Wow. Aw, Jess.
I don't cry. I'm not a crier. You don't make me cry.
What is your version of the response to that question?
Him? How
do you know that he is the one deep in your soul?
I told him this before. And this was no joke. And this is when we weren't dating, we were just friends, but I really liked him. And he was like talking to the other girls and stuff like that. And I knew
where's my tea, bro? Where's my tea?
We were just friends at this point. We were just best friends. He was just telling me like this girl, that girl, blah, blah, blah. So I only prayed once, and I did a prayer, and I said to God that if he is the one for me at any point in time, I want to at least be the woman I want him to know that can make him happy. And as a man, he is not only educated, but he has a way with words, and he makes me want to be a better person than I already am. And he sees any flaws in me and educates me on them. And he is kind and patient, very patient, because I could be stubborn, and compassionate. And when you have a relationship that I could come and talk to him about anything and everything and not feel judged and not feel scared, like I'm walking on eggshells, like I can't talk to this, with him, and I have to hide this about, to him. And he makes me honestly feel at home.
That's powerful.
That's one of the things we agree on. I remember telling her one time, like, she just feels like home. Like, it just feels weird when she's not around or we're not communicating. It's just, like, when you find that person, at least for me, I can't speak to everybody else, but like I'd say when you find a person that feels like home, whether it's a home you've never had, or a home you've always known, when you find a person that feels like home, keep them close. That's what I'd say.
Wow. And with that, I would say this was a beautiful segment. Thank you both for sharing a sneak peek into your lives with us inside travel, staycations. I trust that those who are watching / listening have learned a lot, and also be in a certain amount of awareness about the people that you deliberately have in your life, how to love them, appreciate them, have fun with them, so that life can be easier lived. AJ, thank you so much for being here with us today, and we're looking forward to having you back. Or maybe we should book them on Let's Talk Relationships. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, produce that segment. So I would love to have you guys over there. But thank you so much, AJ, for being here today and for sharing with us.
I thank you guys for having me on the show.
Jess. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Over to you, Jess.
All right, guys. So I hope you guys love that segment. And today we're actually going to get into our sponsored focus on UME Radio Spotlight. All right. So today's special guest is Rebecca Brand Share member, Dr. Wanda Thomas. Dr. Wanda, how are you today?
Okay.
All right, Dr. Wanda, how are you? Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. Now, I know that you are a licensed wedding officiant in the state of New York and New Jersey and in all 50 states.
Yes.
And you have a chaplain program, certification program, and premarital counseling, right?
Yes.
Right. So how did you identify your calling? Let's start with that.
I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
How did you identify your calling? How did you know that you were going to go in this ministry?
It's so interesting. I had no clue, and that was not on my agenda. I thought I was going to be an international promoter and manager for all of the big top labels. Oh, that was my plan. I don't know. God always have another plan for you.
That's true. That is very true.
This was not in my plan at all. I stumbled onto it, but God already had that plan already set out. I had no idea.
Wow. Do you feel that as couples, it is important for them to have premarital counseling before? Do you think every couple should have that? And why do you think so?
Oh, absolutely. And just listening to you and your fiance.
He's my boyfriend.
Well, I mean, you guys exemplify a couple, a marriage, actually. Just listening to you all, I was excited. You know, you sound better than many marriages that I counsel. You all have all of the right elements to create a great marriage, but at the end of the day, too, God is the one that will complete what you all have. Just if that made any sense to answer your question.
Yeah, it did. And I know that with couples, a lot of it has to do with networking together and like finding each other. And what are your thoughts on networking and the power of it?
Well, men and women, we're wired differently.
Mm-hmm.
So when we always saying, "Oh, you don't understand us,"
right?
They really don't. We think vertical. I mean horizontal, and men are vertical. Am I good or bad?
Right.
Am I strong or weak? And here with women, horizontal. I wonder if I'm connecting with him.
Right.
I want to be the best for him. You know, so we do speak different languages. Yeah. That's just a fact. We speak 40,000 words a day. They may speak 8. You know, we want them to listen to us. It's all about body language and being content with one another and being in tune. When you're in tune and you and your fiance come again, I really enjoyed you all. You guys are so in tune. You know, I heard him say, you know, disagreement, you guys, you can have disagreement. It is a thing of disagreement and having healthy arguments and bad arguments, which will disconnect you all. That will have you run into the door. So now when someone's heart is hurting and because you're destroying the spirit. It's okay to have a disagreement, but you don't want to destroy the spirit, because when you destroy that spirit, keep being on that man, he's going to shut down. He's no longer in a safe place, like with you and your boyfriend. I'm going to say your fiance. You know,
that out there.
Absolutely. You guys made each other safe. He gave you your heart. He gave his heart to you. And as long as you keep doing what you're doing, his heart will always be open and keep trying. I listen to him say, you know, I can't, you know, I want to please her. I want to take her somewhere where she's never been. You don't care about all of that. You just want to be with him. Again, that's how you just want to be with him. You know, whatever we do, we can go around the corner to the store holding him. I just want to be with him. He don't never have to take me to the Empire State Building or whatever the case may be. But again, men think vertical, large, big, tall, and we like, I just want to be with you.
Right. Yeah, that is true. And you know, do you think when you talked about like with disagreements and stuff like that, like sometimes you have to have those heavy conversations?
Oh yeah, it's you know, it's so ironic. I'm a single woman, And I tried the fiance, the relationship thing, and unfortunately it didn't work out. And the reason why, because we put the cart, when you put the cart before the horse, and sometimes some people can put the cart before the horse and it works out.
Right.
And then sometimes it's not. I heard you say that, that you prayed and and God, so you in the right place. I didn't pray. I just jumped in. You know what I mean? So a lot of things just went sideways. But with that said, God honors a relationship and a marriage, and when you take all of your concerns to him. So the more and more you just take what you guys are building on, just keep building on all of that. The more you build on it, the more you're going to get stronger and strengthened. So the time you come into your marriage, you may have some moments, but you're already building that foundation. You're already building that foundation for, you're going to come to a fork in the road.
Right.
But you're already preparing how to, your fiance is saying, we disagree, and it's not a matter of who's winning or keeping score, and you shouldn't never keep score. You should just be ready, always be ready to be settled and be more rational, because you can't solve anything when you're all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. And I have a quick thing that I want to say, that I know you were introduced to a brand called Rebecca Brand Share. And Rebecca, if you guys don't know, listeners, it's a passionate, talented, and experienced digital marketing executive that has started a brand affiliate team, and they focus on growth, service, and earning opportunities. And I want to know, Dr. Thomas, how did you get introduced to Rebecca Brand Share?
Oh, through Keith.
Okay.
Keith introduced me to all of you guys.
Yeah.
That's a good bud of mine. And he actually, everything that I do, even on the internet, it started with Keith.
Who is Keith?
Do this. Keith married. He's part of, I thought he maybe was a part of you all team. UMERADIO.
Awesome. He's part of our team. Okay. And what do you have you experienced positive messages and positive testimonials since you've partnered with Rebecca Brand Share, and how do you feel that it's impacted you in your business?
Well, I just I believe I haven't been with her not that long, and just connecting it with everything that I'm doing, my online presence, I introduce it or announce it on my radio show that I do once a week. I put it on all of my advertisement material. So now I put wanderroadtosuccess.com and RebeccaBrandShare.com, because what I did is create the page. I love the site, because I can separate that from my website. When you go to it, it has everything. But with Rebecca Brand, I'm trying to just filter it and keep it simple with marriage and counseling. Period. Stop there. And then you go to Wander Road to Success. You got everything. WNJRradio.com, my pictures, weddings, counseling, chaplain certification, whatever you need. I'm here, all what you need for your emotional and spiritual growth. And I just kept it simple with them. And I love how they set my page. So now every time you click on Rebecca Brand Share, whatever tab you click on, it goes to my website, right to that page. So you don't have to go all over. And the reason why that's important for me is I don't like going to websites with a bunch of stuff on it. And I got to surf around. I'm busy. And I'm old. So I just don't got that kind of time like that.
Yes, I love the idea of the affiliate combination between Keith, who has a success plan, Rebecca Brand Share, and then there's Wanda's Road to Success And so first, let me congratulate you, Dr. Thomas, on being a part of the change that we've always wanted to see in the Black community, where coming together and merging businesses, especially faith-based businesses, and
Yes.
putting them out there and just connecting people from different places to different service providers, you being one of them, and then having that opportunity to also bring persons into your network and empower them, because I think that's one of the most powerful things that you can do as a minister, is really to empower people, and you're doing just that. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I love it. Earlier your partner mentioned, how did I get into this? I didn't. It was not my plan. Keith will tell you I was planning. That's how I met Keith. Being a manager, promoting. That's what I was planning on doing. I had no clue God had a whole nother plan for me. So the more he equips me, the more he gave me this talent, I just equip myself more and more with everything I need to do to be effective, not only for my life, because I like to be a testimony when I encounter other people's lives, so they can be successful.
Yes, that's so true. And that is absolutely awesome. Jess, I'm not sure if you have any more questions that you'd like to ask Dr. Thomas.
I do have one more. So one question that I have is, I know that there's this big talk on love languages. Can you quickly just, highlight the importance of love languages and in a relationship and why it's necessary?
I mean, you guys speaking, it's so ironic because I can use you and I'm glad I sat here and I listened to you all and not got busy in my apartment. You guys are speaking love language. Everything that you are doing, rock climbing and what did y'all call it? Stay vacation? What is it?
Staycation.
What is that? Staying home or?
So that actually is staying within your community. So you're not at home, but you're like within, whether you're like in New York, New Jersey, wherever you live, but going outside of your typical community. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you guys are already speaking it. Everything that you were speaking here, saying to one another, complimenting each other, building each other up, checking off pros and cons and, and building each other's spirit. You're already there. You're affirming love language. You're affirming who you are in each other. You building each other up. That's my hero. He's my strength. I heard you say he's educated and he when I'm wrong, he corrects me, and I'm assuming with love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Love. And the more with love, the more it just makes you just wag behind him. He's your strength. He's your hero. I mean, I'm sure y'all probably could have really poured it on and you would probably been like, okay, this is too much, for anybody else. But it's the truth. This is where you all are. And that's what it's all about. So you already speaking love. It's like this. You ask him to take the garbage out and he didn't take the garbage out yesterday. You come in again, a stressful day, because these are your stresses anyway. You're already coming in, so you're going to attack him. It ain't really him. You're already upset with whatever happened, wherever you were. And you, again, soon as you see the garbage not out, that's your stressor. That's your stimuli right there. So now you're aggressive. Why didn't you? And you will say something really out of the way. And I always coach my clients, be slow to speak, because you can't take it back. When you destroy that spirit, you'll start shutting down. So it's okay to argue. You can agree to disagree, but be careful what you say to each other, because you don't want to destroy the spirit. And that spirit is very important. So instead of him, he didn't take the garbage out. So you could say, oh, babe, I love you so much. That's your down. That's your love coming in. Babe, I love you so much. Oh, you didn't take the garbage out yet? Just because you see how you changed the tone. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying, hey, you ain't take that garbage out yet. I asked you for 3 days. You really think he's going to take it out now? He's a little ornery. And now y'all both, but you change your demeanor, body language, your tone, it makes such a big difference. And be careful and be slow to speak, because that is powerful by itself.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr.
You speak a lot of love language already.
Thank you. And real quick, because we have to wrap this up, how can anyone contact you regarding what you offer?
Oh, they can go to my website. That's WandaRoadToSuccess.com. They can email me, WandaRoadToSuccess1 at yahoo.com, or they can call me at 732-900-7066.
Awesome.
And anything they need to know, it's right there on my website.
Awesome. We have it right there. Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas, for coming on. I learned so much that is just absolutely amazing. And I hope you come back to our show one day.
Absolutely. Invite me. And I promise, I'm get so busy, and I just saw the form I needed to submit. And so you don't have to be trying to pull teeth. I just saw it really 20 minutes before I needed to go on, and I thank you, and I promise next time I'll be a little more on time in submitting my job form. Guys, thank you. I appreciate it, and keep up the good work. I'm gonna watch you guys a little more often going forward.
Thank you. We appreciate that so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
You too. You too. And with that being said, it's a wonderful thing to be in an atmosphere where you can be empowered, where you can be motivated, inspired, and all that good stuff. We've enjoyed your presence today, whether it was in the live studio audience or if you were watching online or listening on any of our other platforms. Thank you so much for being here on Weekends today, where we amplify the voice of positive influence through education, motivation, and inspiration. We trust that we have empowered you, not just for today, but for the upcoming week. Now, if this content has helped you in any way, remember to pass it on and go ahead and download the UMERADIO app and subscribe to our website. Follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube. Any closing words, Jesse?
I just want to say that I hope this segment blessed you guys. I know we had some awesome speakers here, and I want you guys not to be afraid to watch our videos on the replay, guys. And don't be afraid to comment, because we'll read users' comments and what they have and suggestions, guys. So I want to thank you guys all. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to all of our guests that came onto our show today. We love all of you guys, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope this empowers you into the next week. And yeah, that is
yes. And before we go, our brand new Instagram page for Weekends is up and running. So if you are on Instagram, you can check us out at Weekends on UMERADIO, and that's where you'll be able to find myself and Jess on Instagram. Thank you so much. God bless you, and have a wonderful rest of weekend. DJ Kelly, over to you.
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready.
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up, and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jesse, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyne Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jesse.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification